This is a door to another world. There is nothing behind the door. But when the male lead accidentally opened it, he found that it led to a different space. He just walked in a bit. And then a skeleton monster that terrified him appeared. Scared, he turned and ran. Then quickly closed the door. And then the door disappeared. At that moment, a voice rang out, "Congratulations, human, you have awakened the ability to link worlds." The male lead was stunned. He looked around, but couldn't find the speaker, till the voice spoke again. "Don't be nervous. I'm trapped in another world. I'm now communicating with you through thought. Listen, the time for interdimensional communication is limited. If you don't want to die, just do as I say." To protect himself, the male lead opened his backpack as instructed, and took out a statue from inside. The person told him, "This is the cursed statue of the king of fallen evil spirits. Someone deliberately placed it near you, to cast a curse on you, to kill and take your soul. But you survived." At that moment, a memory flooded into the male lead's mind. It turned out that the original owner of this body was a middle school student named Shen Yi. His soul had already been cursed and killed by the statue. And the male lead, who died from overwork, had his soul cross over from Blue Star, seamlessly taking over this body. The voice continued, "The human curse. If it cannot kill you, it will instead bestow upon you the power it has accumulated from stealing souls for millions of years. Now call that door again." After saying that, the statue turned to dust. The door reappeared. The person told him, "This door now belongs to you. You now possess the ability to link worlds." The world he broke into today is called the Nightmare World. And that person is trapped deep within the Nightmare World. He asked the male lead to save him, and reminded the male lead not to die before that. Because if the person who uses the cursed statue against him finds out he is still alive, they will definitely send someone to kill him. Then that person's voice completely disappeared. The male lead's expression was serious. He didn't expect to face a pursuit right after crossing over. But he searched Shen Yi's memories, and found no clue about who wanted to kill him. Just then, a prompt appeared on the door. "Since the last time you entered the door, you were very polite. You have received the evaluation entry. Polite person. Gray entry. Broken equipment. This evaluation entry gives you the following enhancement when you act politely. Others' impression of you will be slightly better." The male lead was astonished. This seemed to be an equipable passive skill. Then he had an idea. That is, to enter the door and see if he can obtain a new entry. He gently opened the door and carefully walked inside. As soon as he entered, the skeleton was already staring at him. He politely introduced himself, saying, "Hello. My name is Shen Yi." The skeleton looked at him with no reaction. The male lead felt the entry seemed to take effect. He continued, saying, "I'm really sorry for disturbing your meal earlier. I actually wanted to be friends with you." I was just about to finish my sentence when the skeleton swiped at him with a claw. The male lead stepped back, narrowly avoiding it. He shouted, "Don't be so violent. I just wanted to communicate with you." But the next moment, the skeleton smashed the door with a kick, and the male lead fell out from the door. Fortunately, the door would directly disappear when destroyed. He was looking forward to what entry he would get this time. But a prompt popped up. Evaluation entries can only be obtained once a day. So he failed to exploit the bug. Then he summoned the world gate again. The assassin could come at any time. He didn't have that much time to waste. He opened the door with a professional sales smile. "Sorry about that. I'm back again." The door was bitten to pieces by the skeleton. The next moment, the male lead came in through another door. "You can't have it, it's useless. I can freely travel between two worlds. Let's have a good chat." The skeleton wasn't stupid either. Realizing that what the male lead said was not false, so he chose to turn and leave. The male lead immediately panicked. You're hurt, right? While you were eating people. New bones were slowly growing at the fracture of the left arm. Not just the left arm was injured. The skull ribs, spine, and others were also damaged in multiple places. The skeleton surprisingly stopped upon hearing this. The male lead quickly took out his phone. Although I can't let you eat me, there are many things in our world that you can eat that are beneficial for bones. Oh, like this calcium tablet. It's specifically for treating bones. Besides that, there are many supplements that are much more nutritious than me. If we were friends, I could help you buy them. Oh, after all, we have an old saying over there. For friends, one can go to great lengths, let alone buying some calcium tablets. Of course, I think your words about going to great lengths are not a problem, right? The male lead nervously waited for the skeleton's response. As a result, the skeleton directly condensed a purple orb of light. Scared, the male lead immediately hid behind the door. As a result, a contract appeared in front of him. It turned out to be a contract. You scared me to death. You have received a contract. Signer, owner of Dark Bones, King of Ghouls, defeated Democratic Mktatika Shihua, seated Skeleton Army 5th Squad Battlefield Storage Officer. The male lead was speechless. So long-winded. Turns out to be a small official with little power. Then came the contract content of equal exchange. And a long list of conditions. The skeleton said it was tiring. I hope you can help me regain my strength. I never signed contracts with beings outside of deities. So you better understand the value of this contract. This is a fair contract. Once either party is dissatisfied, both sides can cancel this contract at any time. The male lead signed his name without hesitation. Then it automatically generated below his signature introduction. The human who defeated over 10,000 evil spirits curses. The gatekeeper between nightmares and reality. The only manipulator of the two realms. The male lead didn't expect he had such prestige. Contract completed. Both parties have established a contractual relationship. The next day, his parents brought him back home and bought him many supplements. In his past life, he was an orphan. His parents' care made him feel special. At this moment, someone knocked on the door. 2 police officers came in. After inquiring about the male lead situation, they expressed their apologies. Many similar incidents happen every year. The police couldn't do anything about it and comforted the male lead that it was okay. But only the male lead knew. The original Shen Yi had long since died. But he could only complain about it. And the young police officer who had been silent finally spoke. Shen, classmate, I know you have emotions, but I need to tell you something. It has been approved from above. That hospital will soon be abandoned. No one will be allowed to enter again. Don't worry, there won't be any new victims. Looking at the 3 stars on the police badge, the male lead was surprised. It turned out to be such a young sheriff. Then he said, "Thank you for telling me this. I'm just afraid that someone might be targeting me." The sheriff replied, "You're just a middle school student. Social relationships are very simple. We haven't found any enemies like that for you." Then the 2 of them left. Through this conversation, the male lead realized the curse of the evil king of demons. The level is very high. Not only can the police not handle it, even the government finds it tricky. But he just couldn't understand. Shen Yi is just an ordinary middle school student. Who exactly would use such powerful means against him? However, after a moment, the young sheriff came back again. He handed the male lead a business card, so that if the male lead notices anything wrong, he can just call him directly. The male lead looked at the name on the card and fell into deep thought. Sheriff Luo Feiquan. Can I trust him? Or can he help me? It was clear that he didn't seem to be acting according to the instructions above. but for matters that the police and even the government cannot intervene in. What can a small sheriff do? Moreover, the fact that I am still alive is already known to everyone. The assassin will definitely not let it go easily. It might even involve my family. Thinking of this, the male lead no longer hesitated. With a wave of his hand, the door opened. He must make himself stronger first. He opened the door with a professional sales smile. Is the big skeleton there? A few seconds later, the skeleton appeared. Here are the calcium tablets you wanted. I brought them for you. But the skeleton pointed to something in his pocket. This is a great tonic. As soon as he mentioned this, a green light appeared in the skeleton's hand, which then condensed into a green crystal. The other party desires the better tonic in your hand. As a battlefield logistics officer, he selected this piece of enemy soldier's relic from some spoils of war he collected to exchange for your great tonic. This is a basic nightmare. Crystal skeleton. Once an enemy, an item made by high elves, it can directly impart certain knowledge, skills, intelligence, etc. to the user. The male lead took the crystal. He was delighted to find it was a crystal that could grant skills. As the crystal was crushed and used, a surge of energy instantly flowed into his body. You have learned Moonlit Path. Moonlit Path, the main movement technique of the elf soldiers. This technique allows the user to dodge and evade. The male lead didn't expect that a single tonic would exchange for the elf's movement technique. Now, he finally has basic self-defense capabilities. On the other side, calcium tablets kept flying out of the bag and then gathered in the skeleton's hand. Then he disappeared into the darkness to digest. The male lead complained, eating something and still being so shy. He closed the door, planning to study it first. Moonlit Path. Movement technique prompt pops up. Moonlit Path's first technique, dodge, requires agility of 3 points. Evaluating your physical attributes. Your agility is 2. You are still lacking a bit of agility to use dodge. The male lead sighed. This really feels like a game. How can I improve my agility? At that moment, a figure hung upside down outside the window. I didn't expect you to still be alive. Let me take a look. What abilities do you have? After saying that, the man in black rushed at him. Fortunately, he dodged in time and activated the polite human magnet effect towards the opponent. Hello, sir. May I ask what you need from me? But the other party was unaffected and continued to attack him. I only realized after seeing the system prompt that skills and equipment in the nightmare world have levels: gray, broken, white, ordinary green, excellent blue, standing purple, 1 in a million. His polite human trait is the lowest level, gray. That's why it works inconsistently. At this moment, the man in black unsheathed the truth without any martial ethics. The male lead felt uneasy. His agility was still a bit lacking. Unable to use moon. At this time, the system reminded him that devouring traits can grant attribute points. The male lead quickly chose to devour the polite human trait. In the next second, he gained 1 attribute point. He quickly added it to agility and jumped. The first technique of moon, dodge, can now be used. The male lead exerted force under his feet, dodging the attack from the man in black. Then he summoned the portal and flashed inside. The man in black, seeing this, actually chased in as well. But once inside, he was stunned. Before him was a bottomless dark passage. The male lead appeared behind him. Goodbye, Mr. Assassin. The man in black was about to strike, but the door had already closed. What appeared next was a huge skull. The assassin was bitten by the skull. Then came the sound of crunching. Not long after, the skull's arm actually grew a large segment. Meanwhile, the male lead leaned against the wall, gasping for breath. That was really too dangerous. There will probably be more assassins coming in the future. I need to quickly gain some self-defense abilities. A contract appeared out of thin air. Your sacrificial living being has pleased the other party greatly. Following the principle of equivalent exchange, the other party took out the exchange items and received the contract's approval. Thus, the male lead obtained the crown of pale shadows, as well as the silver war badge, and both are of green quality. The crown of pale shadows is meticulously crafted by the undead race, no matter who it is. As long as you wear it, you can disguise yourself as an elf. And the silver war badge is a symbol of military honor for the elf forces. Only soldiers who have made great contributions can obtain it. Wearing this medal, you can teleport to the elf's territory. The male lead tried on the crown of pale shadows. In the next moment, he transformed into a handsome elf man. Looking at himself in the phone, he suddenly had an evil idea: to find an opportunity to thoroughly loot the elf territory. But the knocking at the door interrupted his fantasy. Could it be another assassin? An anxious voice came from outside. Yi Ji, are you there? It's Chen Haoyu. The male lead returned to his original appearance and walked over. Chen Haoyu is Shen Yu's close buddy. Shen Yu was visiting him in the hospital when the incident happened. After opening the door, Chen Haoyu hugged the male lead tightly. Yi Ji, you scared me to death. He cried and said he was sorry. It's all because of me that you got into such a big trouble. Just then, Shen Yi's mother returned. Zhao Yi, Haoyu, what's going on here? The male lead glanced outside. Where's Dad? He went to find your grandfather to get you some nourishing medicine. Chen Haoyu was also surprised to hear about the nourishing medicine. That stuff is really rare. Even rich people might not be able to get it. Your family hides it really well. Then he started talking about the upcoming high school entrance exam. The male lead then remembered that the original owner was a middle school student. He was currently experiencing the important high school entrance exam, and Shen Yi missed the first exam because of last night's incident. Chen Haoyu immediately felt guilty. It's all my fault. If it weren't for me, with your top grades at your age, you would definitely be able to get into a key high school. His mother quickly comforted him not to blame himself. Haoyu, even though Zhao Yi missed the first strength test, as long as he performs well in the second agility test, he can still get into an ordinary high school. The male lead suddenly remembered that the high school entrance exam in this world is different from Blue Star. In addition to academic subjects, there are also tests for physical strength and agility. But he also thought about how he was currently being hunted. Going to school would mean exposing himself to danger. He hesitated about whether to give up the exam. His mother saw his conflicted expression and pulled him into her arms. A gentle voice whispered in his ear, Zhao Yi, if you don't want to take the exam, that's okay too. We just hope you stay healthy and safe is all that matters. The male lead was touched. This was what he experienced as an orphan in his past life. A warmth I have never felt before. He smiled and said, don't worry, Mom, don't you know my strength? He had already made a decision. If I say I want to give up the exam, my mother would definitely agree happily. But I can't do that. Shen Yi's memories keep flooding into my mind. His grandfather seems to be quite influential. The family he belongs to has extensive resources. However, the relationship between his parents, grandfather, and the family is very poor. His parents have never sought help from his grandfather. The two of them live by their own efforts. Although their family situation is average, it's still manageable. So they definitely cannot afford that expensive tonic. It must have been something they begged for with great difficulty. Humbly pleading with his grandfather. Their son Shen Yi has already been cursed to death. So I am their son. I cannot let their hard work go to waste. The next day, the male lead arrived at school. Different subjects were laid out on the desk. Physical strength training and mental power. The subjects that enlighten this world are indeed different. As he flipped through the books, he thought to himself, with so many people in school, The assassin probably wouldn't act in public. If I can get into a good high school, there should be more powerful teachers there to protect me. Just then, a classmate found him. Shen Yi, Zhao Yibing is looking for you. In the hallway shortly after, the male lead saw a girl in the hallway. Zhao Yibing, he remembered, was Shen Yi's friend. She used to bother Shen Yi every day to discuss studies. Zhao Yibing, you were looking for me? The girl turned her face and said, I heard you came back to prepare for the exam. I did well on the first subject. I'm confident about the rest. I should be able to get into a key provincial school. Why are you telling me this? Out of politeness. He still congratulated her. And Zhao Yibing finally said what she wanted to say. What I want to say is, don't come looking for me again in the future. The male lead was completely stunned. The surrounding students laughed. There's gossip. The school beauty wants to break up with Shen Yi. Zhao Yibing continued to say to Shen Yi, what I mean is, in the future, we each have our own paths to take. But sooner or later, we will lose common topics because of our different social classes. So let's not continue this any longer. But we can still be friends. I've already deleted your contact information. I hope you can live well in the future. The male lead suddenly understood. Originally, he was the top student in the grade, and this girl had been pestering him. Now, due to an accident, he missed an exam and became a failed student. This girl just wants to distance herself from him. But he is not the original Shen Yi anymore. He rubbed his ears. I remember. All these years it was you who came to our class to find me. I never actively looked for you, right? Zhao Yibing, I never wanted to be friends with you. The exam is coming up. I hope you keep your word. Don't come to bother me in the future. It affects my review. The crowd immediately started discussing. In the past, Shen Yi was the top student. Zhao Yibing kept pestering Shen Yi. What about now? Shen Yi misses an exam and wants to publicly cut ties. This is too much. Zhao Yibing's face turned red instantly. Her best friend quickly chimed in. Bingbing has given you a lot of gifts. Is this how you talk to her? Shen Yi, you are so disappointing. At this moment, Zhao Yibing appropriately shed tears. Shen Yi, I thought we were friends. The male lead was almost laughing out of anger, pretending to be pitiful to stop me from leaving. Looks like you really want to step on me a few times. But you really underestimate my level as a top salesperson, Yi Ji. Zhao Yibing, I have accepted your gifts. But accepting gifts doesn't mean I have to accept you. The onlookers are quite skilled, using magic to defeat magic. The male lead turned around and continued to stab. If you really cared about me, you shouldn't bind me with gifts. I deserve to pursue better people, right? I have nothing to say to you. If you want your gifts back, I will compensate you. But don't think you can be friends with me. The school beauty's best friend scolded the male lead for being a scumbag. The onlookers also said the male lead is too bad. He has deep feelings for you. Yet you have let him down. Only Zhao Yibing wants to clarify. It was he who dumped the male lead, not the other way around. How is he supposed to live with this in the future? Just then, a tall man blocked the male lead's path. You are Sun Ming, the third in the grade. What are you blocking me for? Shen Yi, your news is outdated. My strength has greatly increased. You are no longer the top of the grade. If you don't want to break a few bones, apologize to Bingbing immediately. The male lead pretended to be helpless, claiming that it was Zhao Yibing who wanted to entangle him. But he still turned around and apologized to Zhao Yibing. I'm sorry, you won. Zhao Yibing, you can continue to harass me. Are you satisfied now? After saying that, he ran away like a wrong girl. Everyone was dumbfounded. He was once again turned upside down. Zhao Yibing hurriedly shouted, wait a minute. I didn't mean it that way. Don't listen to Sun Ming. Sun Ming, realizing he was played, angrily lashed out, you little brat. I will teach you a good lesson." Just as his fist was about to hit the male lead, the male lead flipped and dodged the punch. Then he did a somersault and landed steadily behind Sun Ming. Everyone exclaimed, "Did you see that? What was that? That speed. Why do I feel like he's more agile than before?" This movement technique is exactly the moonlight route that the male lead just learned. At this moment, the teacher suddenly shouted, "What are you all doing gathered here? The mock exam is about to start. Why aren't you quickly going to assemble on the playground?" Then everyone went to the testing area. At this time, Chen Haoyu found the male lead who was warming up. He said the testing line was moving very slowly. A comic book store opened behind the school. "Do you want to go check it out first?" Chen Haoyu reminded him. He hasn't picked up today's magnetic strip yet. He can take this time to get the magnetic strip. He pretended to have a stomach ache and went to the bathroom, asking Chen Haoyu to help him hold his place in line. Not long after, he ran into the bathroom. Then a man in black followed him in. However, when he entered, he found that there was no one in the bathroom, because the male lead had already entered the portal at this time and transformed into an elf. He was searching for the figure of the big skeleton in the corridor, but found nothing. Instead, he discovered a handgun. It was left by that assassin last time. There were a few bullets left, just right to use for self-defense in the elf territory. He took out the silver badge to use, and a teleportation array appeared beneath his feet. In the next moment, he was teleported to the elf territory. At this time, someone suddenly shouted from behind, "Who is there?" Then 3 elves came out from the bushes. "Firen, what are you doing here?" Could it be that the elf I disguised as is named Firen? Only then did he realize that these people were all from the undead race, colleagues of the big skeleton. They disguised themselves as elves, planning to assassinate the elf leader tonight. The leader looked at the male lead, Firen. The male lead adjusted his silver crown. "Of course, my hands are already starting to itch. Don't move around. The pale shadow monster cannot be moved recklessly. If our identities are exposed, we will all die. It's a bit itchy. I'm just adjusting my position slightly." Then the few of them headed to the elf village. When night fell, they finally arrived at the village. One of them asked the male lead to assassinate the leader tonight. The male lead was stunned on the spot. "I'm going to kill that leader?" The 3 of them cast their gazes at him. "What's wrong? Are you having second thoughts?" The male lead immediately licked his knife and said, "How could I have second thoughts? My knife is already itching for action. Leave this task to me." His teammates immediately gave him a thumbs up. The male lead was sweating profusely. "Damn it. If I dare to say no, I'm afraid these undead will take me out on the spot." Then they showed the guard the silver badge and smoothly entered the elf territory. As soon as they entered, they saw other elf tribesmen. Among them, a young female elf made the male lead feast his eyes. Not long after, the male lead was brought to the door of the leader. His companions told him they would wait outside for him. The male lead knew this was to prevent him from escaping. As the door opened, after the male lead entered, he saw a man reading a book. Sensing the male lead's arrival, he closed the book and looked at the male lead. "Welcome, warrior from the front lines." The male lead was stunned by the scene before him. "Your door has a built-in evaluation attribute ability. Therefore, you can see the attributes possessed by other beings." He saw that the other person was surrounded by 6 major attributes: Spirit of the 10,000 Forests, Heir of the Ancient Tree Throne, Master of Nature Magic who can take on thousands, Guardian of the Nightmare Realm, Dance of the World's Heads, and on the male lead's head, there was only a humorous polite person attribute. In comparison, he couldn't hold back anymore. "Let me assassinate the leader." "What the hell am I going to assassinate? I'm just a polite person. What the hell are those undead trying to do to me? They're going to get me killed." Fortunately, the leader let him go to eat after seeing him. A teleportation array appeared under the male lead's feet. In the next moment, he was teleported to the dining table. Several companions told him to eat something and take a break first, then act later. The male lead knew that if this continued, he would undoubtedly die. He had to think of a way to do something. At this time, an elf girl found the male lead's uncle. "Can I ask you to dance?" The male lead looked at the girl and said, She is indeed younger than me. But you don't have to call me uncle, right?" However, he still agreed. So the two began to dance. Looking at the elf lady's joyful expression, the male lead thought it was a pity. If it weren't for these troubles, to indulge in song and dance with such an elf lady, it would be truly delightful. After the dance, the elf lady saw that the male lead was preoccupied, and asked him what was wrong. But the male lead asked about the elf's name. The elf girl introduced herself as Lanny. Then the male lead said he would perform a magic trick. As a thank you for Lanny inviting him to dance, Lanny also gave a bracelet as a return gift. The male lead went on stage and told everyone he would perform a magic trick. The name of the magic trick is the Great Transformation. He can turn himself into a human. Lanny jumped up excitedly, saying, "Yay! Hurry up and transform. I'm already looking forward to it." Meanwhile, his three undead companions were a bit confused. What the hell is this guy trying to do? As the male lead reached for the silver crown on his forehead, in the next moment, he transformed into a human. The silver crown also flew towards Lanny in the audience. "This is for you, beautiful Lady Lanny." Then there was a round of applause from the audience. And what the male lead said next was even more astonishing. "I can turn into a human because I took off that crown. And my three brothers can also perform this magic trick. As long as they take off the crowns they are wearing, they will turn into undead." As soon as the words were spoken, the elves present instantly surrounded the three, and a door had already appeared behind the male lead. "After my three brothers have transformed, I will come back right away. Miss Lanny." Then the entire door disappeared. Lanny watched all of this. Will he come back? In the next moment, countless vines bound the three undead. A figure appeared in the arena. It was the leader of the elves. "You undead want to infiltrate my village, but did not expect. The humans had already infiltrated your ranks. They even took control of your mission. How ironic. The undead still want to argue that there might be some misunderstanding. We have a badge." But as the crown was removed, he revealed his true form. The elf leader sighed. "This crown carries high shadows from the abyss. The magic is constant. It indeed exceeded my expectations. Every village has infiltrated spies from the undead. With this food, we can find out his weaknesses to counteract. Human kid, this time I owe you a favor." On the other side, the male lead returned to the secret passage. At this moment, he happened to see the big skeleton. He immediately started cursing. "Stinky skeleton, I fought to the death in the elf territory, and you are here enjoying a feast." The skeleton was also shocked, saying, "You are still alive." The male lead then realized that this skeleton could talk. "You cursed thing, deliberately giving me that pale shadow crown. You wanted me to go to my death, right?" The skeleton hurriedly asked how you survived. "Tell me the detailed process. I am willing to pay a reward." The male lead, however, stated that this is not about a reward now, but rather that you almost cost me my life. I am someone who holds grudges. Then a contract appeared before him. The other party was quite sincere. "Based on the principle of equivalent exchange, I have prepared a powerful necromancy for you. The value of this spell." The male lead cursed loudly, thinking that offering a little something could buy me off. "You are insulting my character." Seeing this, the big skeleton took out a crystal. "The reason I gave you the pale shadow crown is because you are human. The elf race and humans are allies. You still have a chance to survive. If it were me going, my only outcome would be death. As an apology, the other party has surpassed the principle of equivalent exchange. I have decided to gift you a Nightmare Crystal of Inheritance. Nightmare Crystal of Inheritance contains 3 top-tier evolution-type necromantic talents. You can choose one to merge with your soul, thus gaining its abilities. The big skeleton explained that the so-called talent is a personal trait ability that can be successfully cast without consuming any power. This Nightmare Crystal of Inheritance is the foundation of the undead race. Incredibly precious. The reason I have survived despite my injuries is that they want to obtain this crystal to gain the inheritance of its talents, so they have not made a move against me. Ha ha ha. They surely didn't expect me to give it to a human. The male lead blushed, but I am a principled person. However, since you are so sincere, I will forgive you this once. But please remember, there will be no next time. Then a lord of the undead sitting on a throne appeared before him. The first ability is called Dark Whisper. Basic, can evolve. Using corpses as a medium, the dead must respond to your call, crawling up from hell, to truthfully inform you of what they know, so that their souls may find peace. Death is the deepest education. The second ability is called Holy Corpse Body. Basic, can evolve. Any power that can kill you will forcibly transform your body into a holy corpse. Body, temporarily unaffected by all fates of death, lasting for 5 seconds, can take effect again after 1 day. Those who wish to control your life and death will not have a good end. The third is called Undead Resurrection. Basic, can evolve. Create a soul, fire, and place it on a fallen undead. The soul fire will merge with the corpse, causing it to be resurrected. There are many types of resurrection spells, but this is one of the most brilliant ones. The art of primal mysteries can bring the undead back to life. The foundation of the undead race. The protagonist begins to think, undead resurrection is of no use to me right now. The holy corpse body can evade for 5 seconds. It seems invincible. But what happens after 5 seconds? Will I still die the same way? And the whisper of darkness seems useless. But this is exactly what I need the most right now. To grasp intelligence, so I can quickly identify those who want to kill me. So the protagonist decisively chose the whisper of the nether. Light entered his body. The protagonist gained this ability. The great skeleton was surprised. You actually chose this. Is there something wrong with it? Not really. It's just that it can't quickly form combat power. In my memory, those past undead lords all chose the third option. Very few chose the second option. No one chose it. Then the protagonist fulfilled his promise and recounted how he returned alive from the elven race. Once again, the great skeleton was terrified after hearing this. Originally, our assassination target was a female elf. It should have been a sacrifice. And the man you just mentioned should be the strongest high priest of the elven race. The protagonist realized. No wonder that guy has such high status. One person has 6 attributes. The great skeleton snorted coldly. Those 3 nightmare knights of the undead race were captured by the elves. They can no longer monitor or threaten me. This is my only chance. After saying this, he turned and left. The protagonist couldn't understand what he was going to do. Had no choice but to exit through the gate. At that moment, he received the evaluation entry for this gate opening. Green entry, excellent equipment. This evaluation entry. You gain the following enhancement when you say, "Hey," to the target. One of us now. The other party will treat you as one of their own. Lasts for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, the other party will forget everything that just happened. This entry can only be used once a day. The target's total attributes cannot exceed twice yours. Otherwise, they may resist the entry. The male lead looked at this green entry, feeling it was much stronger than being polite. You have received the natural blessing. Bracelet accessory green, excellent quality. A buddy carrying this bracelet can slowly enhance your mental strength. The male lead then remembered. This was given to him by the elven girl named Lanny. He then walked towards the playground. He should be about to take his test. On the playground, Chen Haoyu was undergoing an agility test. The test began. Liquid continuously sprayed from the ground. At first, Chen Haoyu was able to dodge. But soon, he got drenched in the face. Chen Haoyu scored 71 points. You should be glad this isn't the official midterm exam. Next up, Shen Yi. Shen Yi got ready. The teacher shouted start. He dashed out immediately and perfectly avoided all the water jets. The other students were stunned. So fast. The paint shot out, couldn't keep up with his speed at all. Because of his combat experience, this test was too easy for him. He only needed to slightly use some elven steps to easily dodge the water guns. Meanwhile, the two people under the tree were also watching the male lead. This is our top student in the grade. He missed the first exam. I think it's really a pity. That's why I called you, to take a look, to see if we can give him a chance. The man in sunglasses said. He has quite a talent for movement. If his mental strength could also score full marks, it wouldn't be impossible for me to give him a chance. The fat man was shocked. Full marks in mental strength. Isn't that requirement too high, former supervisor? While the two were chatting, the male lead had already reached the finish line. Full marks in agility test. Hey, Shen Yi. If only you hadn't missed an exam. Thank you, teacher. I haven't given up on high school yet. After that, the male lead returned to the classroom to rest. At this moment, a man suddenly barged in. He kicked the male lead along with the desk away. The newcomer was none other than the school flower sycophant, Sun Ming. The male lead calmly said it was Zhao Yibing who sent him. But Sun Ming claimed he came to cause trouble himself. It has nothing to do with Zhao Yibing. And he had also gathered a group of people. The male lead then used his own keyword. Why bother? We're all on the same side. In the next second, everyone on the other side was affected. Sun Ming was the first to speak, saying there's no way. Zhao Yibing cried and begged us to help him vent his anger. We don't want to fight either. We're all brothers. It's really awkward. It's all my fault for liking him too much. And besides, brother, you're usually too arrogant. That's why I wanted to hit you. Forget it. We're all on the same side. I won't make a move. 10 seconds later, they forgot everything that just happened. Shen Yi, we want to kill you. The male lead thought this effect was too useless, and it can only be used once a day. He immediately chose to absorb the keyword, gaining 3 attribute points. Then, the sword gate reminded him that besides the 3 attribute points he just gained, he could also use them freely. Attribute points previously increased to agility. Should I allocate them to strength? The male lead chose yes. His strength immediately increased from 1.2 to 5.2. At this moment, someone locked the male lead from behind. Sun Ming took the opportunity to throw a punch. He hit the male lead hard in the abdomen. Moments later, the villager's hands were all broken. The male lead broke free from the person behind and knocked him to the ground with one punch. Everyone was shocked. How could his strength be so strong? The male lead then realized, putting the attribute into strength is not just about increasing physical power, but refers to the strength of the limbs and bones of a living being, the thickness of the internal organs, the resilience of the meridians, the explosive power of flesh and blood. They are summed up together, referred to as strength. The male lead slowly walked towards Sun Ming. I've already gone to take an exam, and you still want to hit me? Just to compete for attention. Jealousy gathers together. Without caring to ruin someone's life, he grabbed Sun Ming's neck and lifted him up. If it were another classmate this time, or the me from before, you would probably beat them to serious injury and ultimately ruin their future due to poor exam results. You all deserve to die. Sun Ming was scared. Shen Yi, we were wrong today. Forgive us this time. But the male lead said, since you want to ruin my future, why don't you taste self-destruction first? After saying that, he kicked Sun Ming away. Then in the classroom, the sounds of chaos and screams echoed throughout the classroom building. The test teacher rushed over. When seeing the scene in the classroom, the teacher was also stunned. Blood everywhere. Bodies sprawled in disarray. At this moment, the male lead said, with tears in his eyes, "Teacher, you finally came. They bullied me." Everyone was stunned. What are you talking about? You beat them up like this. And you still say they bullied you. And Zhao Yibin in the crowd also saw this scene. I miscalculated. I didn't expect Shen Yi to be this strong now. But he still replied a few words on his phone. The matter is done. At this moment, his best friend asked if he didn't expect Shen Yi to become even stronger. Bingbing, do you regret it? Zhao Yibing thought about whether to regret it. If I hadn't distanced myself from him back then, but instead encouraged him to keep working hard, would the outcome be different? But then he denied it again. There's no going back. He caused such a big scene, injured 7 or 8 students. I'm afraid his qualification for the high school entrance exam will be cancelled. And my goal has been achieved. Shen Yi is already a waste. My future will be infinitely bright. Thinking of this, he replied to his best friend that he doesn't regret it. I only hate that I didn't see him clearly sooner. He's a scoundrel. Just then, he noticed Sun Ming was staring at him. He thought to himself, not good. Sun Ming wouldn't, right? This idiot keeps staring at me. He must want to drag me into this matter. Don't look at me with that kind of eyes. Bastard, don't say anything. Don't speak in front of everyone. Sun Ming still called out his name, Bingbing. Suddenly, countless pairs of eyes turned to him. But Zhao Yibing once again had a dramatic outburst. Tears flowed like a faucet. He took out his phone and said, "Oh no. Sun Ming, Shen Yi actually bullied you like this. I'll help you call the police right now." The male lead saw this scene. Speechless, this Zhao Yibin really knows how to act. Then he was called to the office by the teacher. Principal, talking to the regional supervisor of the human martial arts group. But unexpectedly, a teacher ran in to report that some students were fighting. The principal thought this small matter didn't need his handling. But the teacher had already played the video. Moments later, both of them were stunned. At the same time, the police were also watching the fight video. Student Shen, you have a habit of recording videos before fighting. I was afraid they would beat me to death. The police were speechless. Weren't they almost beaten to death by you? It turns out the male lead had already set up his phone to record. When Sun Ming and the others were about to strike, the police said that although there is video evidence, you still need to come with us. The specific outcome will wait for their injury assessment. The teacher quickly stood up to speak for Shen Yi. This child encountered an unusual incident before and has already missed one exam. If you take him back, won't he miss another exam? While the teacher and the police were arguing, Shen Yi was still constantly switching attributes. He needed to adapt to this attribute switching quickly. At this time, the principal also arrived at the office. Student Shen, luckily you recorded the entire process on your phone. Otherwise, their injuries would be enough for you to be expelled. The former supervisor also added, that's right. Your physical fitness far exceeds theirs. There's no point in fighting them. Then, he came to Shen Yi and said, I watched the video of your fight. Although it only had half the content, you actually held back your strength, didn't you? Yes. I was afraid of killing someone. Shen Yi casually took the business card. Kian Russian, regional supervisor of the Human Martial Arts Group. The Human Martial Arts Group masters various martial arts legacies and possesses rich intellectual property rights, as well as copyrights to martial arts manuals. For ordinary people, if they can enter the Human Martial Arts Group, It's basically equivalent to leaping over the Dragon Gate, breaking away from the ordinary class. When Shen Yi looked at the man in front of him again, he found that the man was just standing there, and there was a sense of no flaws at all. No matter how he allocated his attributes, it felt impossible to hurt the other party in the slightest. Shen, your talent satisfies me greatly. May I ask, what is your strength attribute specifically? Shen Yi replied, my strength is 5. The principal and the physical education teacher were shocked. The male lead was also very surprised. Is a strength of 5 very high? The former supervisor answered, if a middle school student can reach a strength of 4.5, they have crossed our group's assessment line. If it's 5, then it's even more different. Reaching 5 means you can control some combat-type mechs, and can also handle those broken, conventional ancient weapons. Moreover, your agility simulation exam scored full marks. This is enough for me to use a recommendation slot. Join our group. I will arrange for you to retake a strength test. Shen Yi was surprised. I can retake it? Generally speaking, that's not allowed. But exceptions are made for geniuses. The male lead heard this and immediately agreed. By the way, how much is your mental strength? The male lead didn't want to exaggerate every attribute. He conservatively said 3. But this still made Supervisor Keon's cigarette fall from his mouth. The others were even more unsettled. 3, that's so high. Isn't Shen Yi's mental strength just average? Shen, can you demonstrate your mental strength? 3 is already enough to move an animal's body. Just move this chair. Shen Yi allocated his attributes to mental strength, and then he controlled a chair into the air. The police captain saw this and didn't ask any questions, directly shouted for the other officers to pack up, because he knew this student named Shen Yi is about to soar. This kind of grassroots genius is no longer something at their level can handle. The former supervisor was in a great mood. He didn't expect this would allow him to strike gold. Shen Yi's strength is 5. His physique is perfect. His agility is at least 4 or above. Plus, his mental strength has reached 3. Having such a genius brought into the group, he is sure to receive company rewards. Then he kept Shen Yi back for a private talk. Shen Yi, my friend, what is your life ideal? The male lead answered honestly. Supervisor Keon, like a mountain. Your name is my ideal. Supervisor Keon laughed heartily. This is just the most basic thing. I want to know, what do you desire the most in your heart? Desire? At least not to be bullied. Being able to protect myself and my family is great. Now is the moment you are closest to your dream. Come, attack me, you greasy old pervert. Supervisor Keon. Hi, don't use words to attack. Use your fists, the male lead heard. Put all attributes into strength. Former supervisor, then I must offend you. Just as he was about to punch the former supervisor just glanced at him. The male lead was frozen in place. The former supervisor explained, this is a type of technique that can immobilize the attacker. Once learned, you can protect yourself. Do you want to learn? The male lead immediately said yes. But that's not all. The former supervisor took out a handgun. In front of the male lead, he aimed it at his own head and pulled the trigger. The bullet actually stopped beside his head. This is another type of technique. From the group's internal secrets, this technique can withstand various hidden weapon attacks. Even taking a sniper shot head-on is not a problem. The former supervisor saw the timing was right and said, now, I officially invite you to join our Hidden Dragon program. This is our group's Supernova training program. We will recommend you to the 3 best high schools in the world. Of course, before that, there will be a strict entrance exam. Not the high school entrance exam, but the exam set by these 3 high schools themselves. This exam ordinary people cannot possibly access. because it has long been monopolized by the children of noble families, and noble families are families that have inherited ancient divine powers. They possess the knowledge artifacts left by the gods, bloodline covenants, and so on. The male lead thought of his grandfather, who also seemed to be from a noble family, and the Qinlong plan is to find folk geniuses like you. We will help you enter the highest level institutions. Even if you fail the exam and get eliminated, we will still recommend you to a key high school. And if you successfully enter any of the 3 high schools, the group will be responsible for fully helping you secure resources, selecting future careers based on your strengths. When you reach a point where you can no longer improve, you will return to the group to serve it. Of course, the treatment will also be the best. The male lead understood that this is a world where strength is paramount, so he accepted the invitation. Then the former supervisor took out an electronic document, asking him to sign and input his fingerprint. The male lead signed after confirming there were no issues. Because he is still a minor, the former supervisor still needed to get his parents' signatures. As soon as he stepped out, the former supervisor disappeared in the hallway. The male lead was shocked. The former supervisor's strength is unfathomable. Just then, his phone rang. Student Shen, Officer Luo Faiquan. I have found some clues about the incident that night. I hope you can come to the police station. The male lead was called to the office by Sheriff Luo Faiquan. He took out a photo and said, on the day of your incident, someone captured this man on the hospital rooftop. Very suspicious, do you know him? The male lead zoomed in to take a look, indicating that he did not recognize this person. This person seems to want to activate something. That day, did you carry anything unusual? The male lead understood. What this man activated should be the cursed statue of the king of evil spirits. But clearly, Officer Luo has not caught this person yet, and the statue has already turned to dust. He cannot disclose anything about the statue. Sheriff, that day I carried nothing special, just like usual. I didn't bring anything unusual. Officer Luo looked at the male lead suspiciously. That's strange. Suffocation out of control. Did you not feel anything like loss of consciousness? The male lead replied, no. But he sensed Officer Luo's question, as if he knew something. And ever since he entered the office, he felt uncomfortable all over, as if something was lurking around. Just as Officer Luo raised his hand, the male lead hurriedly said, I remembered. My backpack was open, but I clearly zipped it up when school ended. Officer Luo asked, have you checked your backpack? The male lead replied, no. But he was sweating inside. What did Officer Luo mean by raising his hand? He seemed to want to take action. Immediately, he switched all his attribute points to agility. As long as the other party wanted to attack him, he would summon a door beneath his feet, so that if anything went wrong, he could directly kick open the door and fall in. At that moment, Officer Luo's phone rang. The male lead was startled. He hurriedly said, Sheriff, I'll avoid your call for now. But Officer Luo signaled him not to move. A man's voice came from the phone, Luo Faiquan, you are about to die. As soon as he finished speaking, a circle of red ripples appeared in front of Luo Faiquan. The male lead was shocked. What is going on? Is this the magic the former supervisor mentioned? Officer Luo sensed that the enemy was nearby. He jumped out of the window directly. Alarm detected. Intruder has breached the police station. Please non-combat personnel evacuate immediately. Then the male lead saw a shocking scene. The outside had turned into a blood-red graveyard. He heard a man in a floral pajamas say, Luo Faiquan, you killed many members of our church. I want to avenge them. Luo Faiquan replied, let's talk about it later. I will give you an explanation. I'm busy right now. The man was ungrateful. Your life is the best explanation for us. The man's cane flashed with light. The scene outside returned to normal. They disappeared. I'm afraid Officer Luo was left in that graveyard. The room was left with only the male lead. But he still had a strange feeling. He shouted, "Are you human or ghost? Come out. Your spirit's innate ability. Dark whispers have been activated. After your inquiry is made, using the bodies here as proof, that soul must return to its body to answer your questions. If he does not provide answers, he will never find peace." The dark whispers were initiated. The male lead realized there was a body in this room. Suddenly, a voice behind him said, "Thank you." He turned to look and found the voice was coming from the cabinet. "I didn't expect to return to my body, using the still intact shell, to come and answer your questions." The male lead suddenly felt this voice was familiar, so he tremblingly opened the cabinet door. In the next moment, he saw Officer Luo's body. The male lead's eyes widened. What on earth happened to Officer Luo? Officer Luo's voice echoed again. "The man in sunglasses in the photo killed me. He is the assassin. And I am a special soldier, with strength and agility equally divided. I need powerful equipment to unleash my power. But at a critical moment, my weapon malfunctioned. What is his purpose? I don't know. But he must be seeking some answers." The male lead understood. 10,000 evils. The cursed statue of the King of Ghosts has never missed in history. He must want to know. Why? Only I could survive. Fortunately, a madman attacked the police station, which disrupted the killer's plan. Luo Faiquan told the male lead, "This madman is a believer from a church I offended. And what he used was not magic, but an anomaly. Other worlds suddenly linking to our world, surrounding and eroding a certain area, or directly taking away certain beings. These are called anomalies. On top of this, there are even more powerful situations, referred to as disasters." The male lead asked what a disaster is. A disaster is a powerful monster from another world that suddenly descends into the main world using some method. This kind of situation has a high probability of causing a catastrophe. For example, Jiangnan City. That was the most typical instance of a disaster occurring. The entire city of over 13 million people had no survivors. The male lead felt it was too terrifying. Then, Luo Faiquan reminded him that our conversation time is limited. That anomaly is just the mildest kind. There is a time limit. The killer might return soon. Then he told the male lead a long string of codes to go outside the weapon storage room and input the code on a silver wall. Luo Faiquan continued, "There is a special pen outside the storage room. At that time, write the code on the wall. Report the truth up, and you can get protection. Time is limited. This is your only way to protect yourself." After saying this, Luo Faiquan's voice completely disappeared. "The other party has informed you of everything. The soul has already departed." The male lead fell into silence. No wonder. Other police officers are unwilling to get involved in Shen Yi's case. Even the sheriff would die an untimely death because of it. Then he picked up Officer Luo's hat and put it back on his head, then slowly closed the door. He crashed into the cabinet. "With my current strength, I don't even have the qualification to take revenge for Officer Luo. But I will definitely avenge this." Just then, there was a knock on the door. "Shen Yi, are you inside?" A moment later, a police officer opened the door. "Shen Yi, come out. An attack has occurred. Everyone must immediately undergo inspection by the Central Intelligence System." However, after he came in, he saw no one there. He glanced at the cabinet, and his expression changed. "The body has been tampered with. Did you do this?" In the next second, Shen Yi was suddenly thrown into the air. Moments later, he landed on the table, and surprisingly, found nothing. Could it have escaped? Then he took out his walkie-talkie and said to all teams, "I highly suspect Shen Yi is related to this incident. Immediately issue a wanted notice. If you see Shenyi, arrest him immediately." Then the man left. Before long, a door appeared out of nowhere. The male lead peeked out. Sure enough, the killer has other accomplices. Then he immediately ran to the broken window. He planned to climb all the way to the password room from the outside wall. Soon, he arrived at the password room mentioned by Luo Feiquan. He immediately picked up the pen on the wall and prepared to write the password. At that moment, a voice came from behind. I wondered why I heard movement up here. It turned out to be classmate Shenyi. "What are you doing here?" Shenyi was writing frantically. "I have to take the high school entrance exam soon. The teacher left some math problems today. I need to hurry and calculate them." The man's eyes narrowed slightly. "That is an emergency matter connected to the World Government Center. Activate the device." He actually has a password. Without hesitation, he shot out a dagger. "Stop right now." A door suddenly appeared, blocking the dagger. The man was surprised by this ability. The male lead was alarmed. Fortunately, the door changes with the surrounding environment. If it were an ordinary door, I would probably be dead by now. The man kicked out, kicking the door towards the male lead. Just as the door was about to smash into the male lead, the male lead dispelled the door. The man charged again and ended up crashing into the iron door. He cursed the damn kid. The summoned door could actually be firmly nailed to the ground. At this moment, the male lead finally finished writing the password. The password verification was correct. "I am the strongest of the world government, Yi Kunlin. Now starting to assess the emergency response situation. Currently scanning the police station. The body of Luo Feiquan has been discovered. Verification successful. The false identity of Captain Wang Zunmu of the Major Crimes Unit. Dispatching the nearest high-level professionals. Group area managers have been mobilized to infiltrate the mountain. Given the severity of the current situation, it has been decided to execute immediately. In 30 seconds, the impersonator of Wang Zubu will be executed on the spot. Countdown begins 2928. The killer, disguised as a police officer, snorted coldly. "Are you mobilizing troops? You want to kill me? Dream on. 30 seconds is enough for me to take you down and retreat safely." The male lead immediately summoned a door to escape, but was caught by the killer's hand. "Kid, do you think I would let you escape?" Just as his fist was about to smash into the male lead's face, another fist struck him first. The male lead hadn't reacted yet, and the opponent was smashed to bits. The person was none other than the former supervisor. "Am I handsome?" Handsome. So handsome that soon after, the male lead was taken to the National Security Department. He half-truthfully recounted the matter of Luo Feiquan and the password in a half-false manner. The former supervisor sighed, saying that Officer Luo is a person of justice, but this also brought about his own demise. Then, he told the male lead the information about the killer that Kunlin had found. It is an assassin from the Assassin Alliance, but they only take on tasks online and do not know who the employer is. The male lead analyzed. Since it is an assassin capable of killing Officer Luo, their strength and price must be very high. In other words, the employer must be a wealthy person. Then he had another question. "After I use the password, what is the Kunlin that appears? Why didn't Officer Luo call him out to deal with the killer?" Kunlin is the Central Intelligence System AI of the world government. This support mission was arranged for me by him. He usually doesn't handle these trivial matters. Unless you possess the password set he gave you, he will take action for you. As for why Officer Luo didn't call him, it's because he didn't know that his weapon had a problem. A woman brought up the steel body of Luo Feiquan. She informed him that the program inside was infected with a virus, which caused it to fail to start. But once Luo Feiquan died, it was fine again. It is obvious that this was man-made. And it must be someone very familiar with him. The male lead looked at Luo Feiquan's weapon, and also felt the malice of human hearts. At this time, the former supervisor said to him, Shenyi, you are also one of our group's people now. Today, I will give you your first lesson. I hope you remember. Always be wary of those with ulterior motives. They are more terrifying than monsters. Not long after, the male lead met his parents. His mother told him that you actually belong to a family of nobility. Your father was originally from a prominent family, the branch of the Shen family from the Three Jin. The male lead had seen it in history books. The Shen family of the Three Jin is historically several. One of the families with divine inheritance and divine artifacts. Your father was also a prodigy back then. Unfortunately, he fell into a devilish path while practicing an ancient technique. Losing all his power, he came to this city to live in despair, and then met me. Later, your grandfather arranged a marriage for him. He refused for my sake. This angered your grandfather, leading to him being completely abandoned by the family. Later, we had you, and lived a peaceful and content life. The male lead was sweating profusely, asking them to stop showing affection. Then his dad said that he told you this because of the talent you are showing now. If you go back now to recognize your roots, you could become a scion of a prestigious family, enjoying quality resources and treatment. A prestigious family, the inheritance of which is something countless people aspire to, but cannot reach. But if you join the human martial arts group, you will no longer have access to the family's secret inheritance. Now, we are giving you this choice. No matter how you choose, we will support you. Over the years, every time I went back with my parents, my grandfather never gave our family a good face, and other relatives were even colder. In my memory, the only joy was during childhood, playing with a few little friends from various families. The male lead was silent for a moment. I choose to join the human martial arts group. Mom said, have you thought it through? We can go ask grandfather. Once he agrees, you will be worry-free for the rest of your life. The male lead's gaze was firm. I won't go back. I don't want you to beg. Since you and Dad can support this family, I can too. Please believe in me. Zhao Yi, you have really grown up. We all support you. Not long after, he successfully signed a contract with the human martial arts group. Due to the fact that, in a few days, he also has to participate in the entrance selection of the 3 prestigious schools. The male lead was taken back to the company headquarters by his former supervisor, and the room arranged for him by the company was extremely luxurious. As soon as he stepped out of the room, he could enjoy the most beautiful sunset in the city, but he also understood that all of this was earned through strength. He needed to continue getting stronger. At midnight tonight, I will once again enter the nightmare world to strive for another good evaluation entry. As soon as the male lead opened the door, he was stunned. Why are there broken bones all over the ground? Big Skeleton, what happened to you? So it turns out Big Skeleton was beaten to pieces. He asked the male lead for help. Shenyi, save me. The male lead told him to wait a moment. I'll be right back. Just like that, an hour later, the male lead finally returned. Big Skeleton, I'm back. But the door isn't big enough. I can't get things inside. It turns out the male lead bought an oversized fish tank. It was filled with various calcium supplements. Just as the male lead was about to enter the secret passage, an accident occurred. The entire secret passage was collapsing. Big Skeleton told the male lead. It turns out the undead outside were in a battle with the humans. Then he quickly threw out a ring, asking the male lead to store it in the ring space. The male lead complied, immediately storing the skeleton in the ring. Just before the secret passage was blown up, the male lead closed the door. That was close. If I had been any later, I would have been blown up. Then he said to the ring, big skeleton. You've gone into the ring. That's right, the spatial ring can't store living things. But I'm not a living thing. I'm undead. Then he asked the male lead to store the fish tank in the ring as well, so he could soak in it. The fish tank was stored in the ring. The male lead said, "Since I saved you, you should repay me. I need to go to your world today. You have to help me with all your strength." The skeleton soaking in the fish tank felt quite comfortable. He asked the male lead what help he needed. The male lead stated he needed a set of equipment to hide his identity. Then the skeleton threw out a bunch of equipment from the ring. Moments later, the male lead found a set of relatively intact armor. Next, the skeleton took out a mask. This is the mask worn by the Centaurian. It constantly emits a high-level death aura. Once you wear it, you won't be seen through by other undead. After the male lead put on the entire set of equipment, from the outside, he looked like a complete undead warrior. He was already imagining in his mind that he would get a skeletal warhorse later, pretending to be in the undead camp. And once he encountered danger, he would run away immediately. No matter what, he could at least get a title like Ghost Knight. After fantasizing, he eagerly opened the portal to another world. But what came into view after opening the door was a wasteland. Fortunately, the secret passage was not completely sealed off. He trekked all the way and finally crawled out of the secret passage. As soon as he came out, he was surrounded by the captain's gunpoint. There was also a lone undead here. "Kill him." The male lead quickly took off his mask and didn't move. "I'm one of you. I am human." But the captain showed no mercy at all. "You must be a spy. Die." The male lead hurriedly blocked with his short sword. The captain stopped when he saw the male lead's sword. This sword is Nightshade. It turns out this is a short sword exclusive to human scouts. White grade. Characteristic: sharp. Beginner level. This is a short sword used for assassination. It has also been blessed with the silent, holy blessing by the human race. Silent, holy. Only those human beings whose souls have not fallen can wield this sword. Those who hold this sword are worthy of human trust and can be dedicated to delivering information. The captain pulled the male lead up. Only humans who have not fallen can hold it. "Nightshade, he is indeed one of us. Alright, there's nothing for you here. You continue to pursue the remaining undead." "Yes, sir." After the soldiers left, the captain made a gesture to the male lead. "Brother, do you need our assistance?" The male lead's cheeks were sweating. This gesture means, "I love you" in Blue Star. What does he mean by making this gesture to me? No, he has been staring at my cheek. This gesture must have some hidden meaning. Does this mask represent something as well? Forget it, let's just bluff him for now. The male lead also made a "love you" gesture, as you can see. "I'm currently in a difficult situation. If there's anything you can help with, I certainly won't refuse." "Understood. I'll give you a solo combat pack." It really worked. The male lead took the small pack and said thank you. "Please tell me your name. I will surely repay you in the future." "My name is Roman." At this moment, a troop of cavalry rode over. "Clear the way for the Baron." Then a Baron stopped in front of them. "Roman, you've lingered here too long. Are you trying to delay the battle on purpose?" Roman replied, "Not at all. I just encountered a scout, Baron. But I don't trust the scout. Someone, capture this scout. I suspect he is a spy for the undead." The captain quickly stopped. "Wait a minute. He has the Nightshade sword. That is the Baron still being arrogant." "Shut up. I certainly know that. Those who can wield the Nightshade sword have not sold their souls. But I need to know what his mission is." The male lead also got angry. "Who are you to question my mission?" The Baron arrogantly said. "I am Baron Warren of the Southern Eagle Castle. You, a mere scout, dare to ask my name? First, I'll give you 20 lashes. Then I'll get your little secret clear." As he finished speaking, they aimed their guns at the male lead. The male lead, however, laughed and said, "Warren, you sick pervert, I remember you." After saying that, he opened a door beneath his feet. Just as they rushed forward, the male lead disappeared from the spot. Where did he go? How did he vanish into thin air? The Baron suddenly felt a chill down his spine. At this moment, Roman had a look of watching a show. I heard that some assassins in hiding also participated in this battle. They are skilled at hiding in the shadows, experts specifically for assassination missions. Warren, you were really brave just now. He actually revealed his own name. The Baron was sweating profusely. He is an assassin. The battlefield changes in an instant. If he takes advantage of the chaos to assassinate me. Thinking of this, he immediately called for the soldiers to retreat, not daring to stay a moment longer. At the same time, the male lead returned to his room. Damn, it's Baron Warren, right? He acts without hesitation. I remember you. Fortunately, I released the door on the ground in advance. Otherwise, it would have been really dangerous. Then a prompt popped up. This time, opening the door earned the evaluation entry, one of us. Green entry for excellent evaluation. As an ordinary human, the highest level entry you can obtain is white. But in an environment where you can't defeat anyone at all, using strength against strength, solving the predicament, and escaping back. This is the fundamental reason you can obtain this entry exceptionally. The male lead was stunned. Why is it again the green entry? One of us. Tension. This is your second time obtaining this entry. Exceptionally. Currently activating a special event. If the next evaluation entry you obtain is still the green entry, one of us, you can obtain 3 consecutive times the special honor of an ordinary person obtaining the same evaluation entry. Special honor entry. This honor entry will trigger a strong resonance power, calling forth a hidden ability to descend. You have only one chance to obtain this hidden ability. Please act with caution. The male lead was shocked. Obtaining 3 identical entries can activate a hidden ability. In other words, if the next entry I obtain is still one of us, I can successfully activate it. Otherwise, I will lose the chance to obtain the hidden ability. But how to obtain the green grade one of us again? The entry is based on the entry description. It requires using strength against strength in a desperate situation to resolve the predicament and escape. Think carefully about the experiences of obtaining one of us twice. Whether in the elf village or the undead battlefield, I was in someone else's home, ground, and in a life and death crisis. In the end, I made others let go of their hostility, even willing to help me. That's right, this is the unlocking condition. But this requirement is too high. It's like dancing on the tip of a knife. And there is only one chance. Just then, his doorbell rang. Mr. Shen, you have a visitor. He claims to be a family member of Luo, Faiquan. His identity has been verified by the group. No problem. Do you wish to see him? Sheriff Luo's family. Sheriff Luo died due to the investigation of my case. He even saved my life after his death. His family wants to see me. I cannot refuse, no matter what. Moments later, the male lead met a blue-haired girl on the rooftop. Hello, I am Shen Yi. Are you Officer Luo's sister? The moment the girl turned around, the male lead saw the 3 characters above her head. Hello, great swordsman. I am Zhao Menju Luo, Faiquan's younger sister, here this time to learn some things from you. The male lead instinctively shook hands with her, but was shocked inside. I have seen so many people. None of them had evaluation entries. This girl is the second person I have seen with an entry. The girl told the male lead, the assassin who killed my brother has been caught. The person who tampered with my brother's weapon has also been found. It was his 2 classmates. The motive was jealousy over my brother's honors. I have already killed them all. The male lead was surprised to hear the former supervisor say that the murderer was just captured alive yesterday. That's right, so I killed him. The male lead worriedly said, you just killed him directly like that? Isn't there going to be any problem? The girl calmly said, no matter what, my brother. He is also from a prestigious family. I represent the Luo family to seek justice for him. No one dares to say anything. Then, he asked the male lead for information about the mastermind, about the person who wanted to kill you. Do you have any clues? The male lead honestly said. Regarding the mastermind, I have no clues at all. But by killing these few murderers, you have avenged Officer Luo, right? The girl, however, felt it wasn't enough. I must find that mastermind, and then kill them, to comfort my brother's spirit in heaven. After the words fell, a sword light slashed towards the sky. The clouds in the sky were split in half. The male lead was shocked. This was what he had just slashed out. I didn't even see him draw his sword. Then, Zhao Menju asked the male lead, Shen Yi again. Please think carefully. Is there anything special? Or any other details you might have missed? The male lead closed his eyes and thought carefully. Suddenly, he thought of something. Right, speaking of which, it seems that during my first review, there were faint screams of terror in the hospital. Could there be witnesses? That is indeed possible. I will investigate right now. After Zhao Menju left her contact information, turn around and leave. At this moment, Supervisor Keon appeared behind the male lead, with a terrifying sword. When he came here, I specifically asked him if he would take action against you. I was afraid he might blame you for Luo Feiquan's death. But it seems the outcome is good. Then the male lead inquired about Zhao Menju's information. The former supervisor told him, Zhao Menju is the most outstanding descendant of the Luo family in this generation, and can be considered a leader among the major families, and will take the entrance exams for the 3 major high schools with the male lead. The former supervisor comforted the male lead not to lose heart. Descendants of prominent families often have secret legacies, and start training from a young age. It's normal for their strength to far exceed that of their peers. The male lead pretended to be indifferent, and went back to his room to sleep. As a result, he felt a wave of frustration after returning to his room. As expected of a child from a prominent family, a strong family, this is the existence at the highest echelon of all human civilization. What if someone from a prominent family wants to kill me? He hurriedly spoke to the big skeleton in the ring. Hey, big skeleton, do you still have any nightmare crystals? The kind with skills. The big skeleton replied. This place is full of undead skills. You are not undead. Without the power of soul fire, you can't use them. The male lead immediately felt anxious. No, I need to find a way to increase my strength. By the way, human officer, I haven't looked at the individual combat pack Roman gave me yet. Then he rummaged through his backpack. As a result, there really was a nightmare crystal in the backpack. He immediately crushed it. Give me a good skill. But only one line of information appeared. Shadow Hand. The Brotherhood is setting up camp, establishing an information transmission point. If you see a tent with 3 short swords standing up, you can come to submit your task. The Shadow Hand is waiting for your news. The male lead felt a wave of disappointment. So it was a secret message. But the skeleton reminded him. Perhaps you can exchange information for something good. The male lead thought for a moment. He had already obtained a keyword today. Going to the nightmare world again wouldn't yield the same keyword. Just in time to use this time to explore a bit more. So, he asked the big skeleton for a set of human soldier equipment. The big skeleton gave him the equipment of a Rhine territory soldier. The hound on the shield is their emblem. The humans of the Rhine territory have been killed by the undead. Disguising as a survivor would raise no suspicions. And there was a nightmare crystal. Inside was a distress letter from the Lord of Rhine. It can also be considered a token. It will come in handy later. Then the male lead stepped back into the nightmare world. After the male lead came out, he found that the great battle had ended. Only a few soldiers were left to clean the battlefield. He quietly walked out, then hid beside the corpse of a giant undead. Then he activated the dark whisper. "Hey, wake up. I have something to ask you. Do you know the origin of this mask?" The giant replied that he didn't know. Upon hearing this, the male lead immediately ran to the next corpse. And so, he asked the corpses along the way if they had seen the mask in his hand. But the answers were all no. After a moment, he found a rock to rest. Damn, searching like this is like looking for a needle in a haystack. At this point, he noticed a werewolf corpse beside him. Right, the werewolf's nose must be very keen. Maybe he can help me find it. So he took out the mask and asked the good dog, "This mask, have you seen or smelled a similar scent?" The werewolf replied, "I have seen this mask. It belongs to a centurion, right over there. But he only has one arm left. And I'm not a dog. I'm a wolf, okay? Good dog, thank you." Then the male lead came to the severed arm. There was only one arm left. "Is my dark whisper still useful?" He tried to say, "Buddy, are you there?" Then that hand actually moved, and even made a gesture of love to him. The male lead happily said, "This is the signature gesture of the shadow hand. Looks like I didn't find the wrong person. This person is the owner of the mask. Buddy, do you have anything you can tell me?" The severed arm pointed in one direction. There was a fallen boot over there. The boy has the ability to communicate with corpses. "Hey, big guy. Have you seen the mask in my hand?" The giant undead replied, "I haven't seen it." The male lead immediately ran to the next corpse. "Good dog, this mask. Have you seen or smelled a similar scent?" The werewolf replied, "I have seen this mask. It belongs to a centurion, right over there. But he only has one arm left. And I'm not a dog. I'm a wolf, okay? Good dog, thank you." Then the male lead came to the severed arm. There was only one arm left. "Is my dark whisper still useful?" He tried to say, "Buddy, are you there?" Then that hand actually moved, and even made a gesture of love to him. The male lead happily said, "This is the signature gesture of the shadow hand. It seems I didn't make a mistake. This person is the owner of the mask. Buddy, do you have anything to tell me?" The severed arm pointed in one direction. There was a fallen boot over there. The male lead picked up the boot. He covered his nose because of the stench. He saw that there seemed to be something inside. When he poured it out and took a look, it was a button-shaped object and a piece of paper. "You have discovered enough special items. Unlock auxiliary ability, food." You can see the description of special items. Then, he saw the information about that button-shaped object. Dark Knight Shadow Badge. Blue quality excellence. The badge is engraved with profound and mysterious spells. The rune array can activate specific weapons. If there is no matching weapon, it is just scrap. The male lead thought of his knight sword. He took it out and placed it together with the Dark Knight Shadow Badge. As the badge was embedded into the sword, the level of this sword increased, upgraded from Night Color to Night Veil. Then the information about Night Veil was displayed. Night Veil, exclusive short sword for human assassins. Blue level excellence. Sharpness, high level trait. Penetration, high level trait. Bleeding, high level trait. This is a short sword for assassination. At the same time, it has also been bestowed with the Shadow Blessing by the Brotherhood of the Shadow Hand. Only high-level assassins can wield it. The Shadow Blessing emits a special wave of power from this sword, representing your identity, allows you to complete various tasks in the Brotherhood of the Shadow Hand. Receive the rewards you deserve. The shadows protect every person who seeks justice. The male lead raised the knight sword high. I didn't expect such a pleasant surprise. Then he looked at the letter. A notice to investigate the truth behind the undead disturbances. Dear brothers and sisters, the human empire and the elven kingdom jointly issued a large-scale mission. As long as any information about the undead disturbances can be found, you can exchange it for generous rewards. Please, everyone go to the battlefield. The survival of our race requires all of us to fight with all our strength. May the shadows protect you and me. The Hand of Shadows. It turns out this is a mission notice from the Hand of Shadows. The male lead remembered the water Roman gave him. Inside was the location of the Hand of Shadows. It seems Roman must also be a member of the Hand of Shadows. Then the male lead began to ask the undead corpses for information. You get up and tell me the information about the undead disturbances. The undead replied that they knew nothing. The male lead felt this was too slow, so he asked several undead at once. You, and you, tell me the information about the undead disturbances. Those undead replied that they knew nothing. Ordinary soldiers only have combat orders. The male lead suddenly felt overwhelmed. It seems ordinary soldiers don't know any valuable information. At this moment, the big skeleton in the ring spoke up. Actually, I can provide you with information. Oh, right. I almost forgot about you. But as an undead, how could you think of selling out your own kind's information? You must be trying to trick me again. The skeleton chuckled. The undead are indeed my kin, but they all harbor ill intentions towards me. The male lead recalled this guy's situation among the undead. It seemed quite miserable. Selling information seemed reasonable. Then the big skeleton told him a piece of information. The undead have adopted new artillery parts. This way, it can increase the power of the king's soul fire cannon by 20%, and increase the firing frequency by 10%. The male lead put away the information, worried that the value of this information might be too high. I'm just an ordinary person. Once I take out this earth-shattering information, others will verify it. I will definitely bear great risks, the skeleton stated. It's not considered high as the war progresses. I believe the higher-ups of the human race have already suspected something. It's just not confirmed yet. Not long after, the male lead saw the shadow of the human army camp. The task handover point is right in the camp. But how should I get there? The skeleton suggested. Aren't those humans looking for the injured? You can pretend to be injured. Let them take you over there. That's a good idea. Then how badly should I be injured? What is their healing level like? The skeleton replied. The healing effect of the human race's holy arts is the best. Even elves can't compare to humans, provided you have money. What about you, undead? The skeleton answered. We usually throw dying soldiers outside. Let them fend for themselves. We can also heal them. But it's very troublesome. We need to use special spell tools to manifest a sacrificial altar city, then imprison a group of undead or living beings to draw strength from them. This method allows us to recover instantly, but the cost is the life force of other beings. Only undead with very high status can do this, and they must understand the various secrets involved. So it seems humans have a better cost-performance ratio. But I have no money, the skeleton stated. I have some then. The male lead no longer hesitated. He approached the giant hammer of the undead, then allocated all attributes to strength. With great effort, he stood the hammer upright. The big skeleton wondered what he was doing. The male lead replied, If I can't shout out when the time comes, remember to help me think of a way, okay? Then there was a loud sound of the hammer hitting the ground. The male lead spat out a mouthful of blood from being hit. Damn, that was a big hit. Then he picked up a stone and frantically struck his own shield. Someone come save me. Is there anyone to help? The rescue team immediately heard the male lead's cry for help. Come here, there are injured people. Not long after, inside the human army camp. A human priest was casting healing magic on the male lead. As the healing magic entered the male lead's body for a moment, his injuries were healed. At this time, 3 people walked into the tent. The old man said, "You can step back now. The reward will be given to you soon." Then the man in white helped the male lead up. "Child, you are safe now." The male lead asked, "Where is this? Who are you?" "This is the human camp. It is Prince Norton." "Child, the shield you carry has hunting dog markings. Tell me, are you from Lord Rhine?" The male lead took out a crystal and said, "I finally found you all. Rhine has been invaded by the undead. Please hurry and provide support. This is a letter from the Lord for me to deliver." The old man took the crystal to confirm. "Lords of the Empire, I am Lawrence, the Lord of Rhine. Who can bring troops to rescue our Rhine territory? I am willing to pay 300 gold coins and a substantial land deed. Please be sure to come save us." The old man confirmed that this was Lawrence's voice. "The crystal is also fine." Prince Norton looked at the male lead. "Child, you really are from Rhine. But there is something I must tell you. Rhine has been completely wiped out. The undead have occupied the territory. You are probably the only survivor." The male lead's acting exploded. "What? Father, Mother Zelos, Grandma Wenhei, the little deer. They all did not survive. No, I don't believe it." Wu Prince Norton comforts the child. "You have come a long way, endured hardships, and finally survived under the stone hammer of the undead giant. That is truly an amazing thing. You are the last spark of Rhine. You should rest well. Don't think about anything. Tomorrow, I will arrange for you to go to the rear of the empire, to find a safe place to live." The male lead paused upon hearing this, and immediately stopped crying. "No, I still need to find the Shadow Hands camp, to complete the mission, and exchange for skills. I can't just be sent away like this," he quickly said. "Thank you, my lord. Please let me stay on the battlefield. I want to take revenge for everyone. I will never let those undead go. I want to fight them and drive them all away, not leaving a single one." The scene fell silent. Everyone was moved by the male lead. After a moment, Prince Norton said, "Such courage at such a young age is the reason you were chosen by the Rhine Lord to bear the heavy responsibility of delivering messages. You must have extraordinary abilities, right?" The male lead knew it was time to show himself. "I run fast. The entire Rhine County is the same age as me. Not one is faster than me." So he absorbed the entries he gained today and added them all to agility, bringing his agility up to 9.9. Then he came outside the camp. "My lord, look at my speed." In the next second, he darted out, then made a turn and turned back. He ran back to the original spot. Prince Norton praised, "Your speed is indeed very fast." At this moment, the female elf stepped forward and grabbed the male lead's hand, saying, "Child, where did you get this bracelet?" The male lead replied, "It was given to me by an elf girl named Lanny." After the female elf recited a spell, she kept pointing at that bracelet. Then, the image of an elf girl appeared in the scene. "May I ask who is using elven magic to call me?" The female elf said, "Lanny, I am the Grand Mage Yudria of the royal court. How did your bracelet end up on a human boy?" The female elf simply pointed at the male lead's bracelet. Then an elf girl appeared out of thin air. "May I ask who is using elven magic to call me?" "Lanny, I am the Grand Mage Yudria of the royal court. How did your bracelet end up on a human boy?" The male lead took the initiative to greet her. "Hi, Lanny. Is the magic I performed for you last time still good?" Lanny showed a happy expression upon seeing the male lead. "It really is you. When will you come to our village as a guest again?" The female elf urged Lanny to answer his question. Lanny said that some time ago a necromancer infiltrated the village. He was the first to expose the necromancer's plot. which forced the high priest to owe him a favor. Speaking of which, the high priest has been looking for him. End communication. The female elf patted the male lead's shoulder and said, Prince Norton, this child is so young, agile and quick, having faced great dangers and survived. And he has connections with our elven race. I suggest letting him study in the imperial capital. Prince Norton readily agreed. All right, it's rare to have a human that your elven race values. It's settled then. Someone, record his identity. Prince Norton patted the male lead's shoulder. What is your full name? The male lead also didn't know the customs of Rhine County, as well as the characteristics of naming. To avoid revealing any flaws, he could only pretend to have amnesia. His head hurt, and the old man came forward to check. It should have been hit by the stone hammer of the undead giant. The brain suffered a concussion. This caused amnesia. Prince Norton could only comfort him, saying, It's okay. You should rest well for now. We will meet again. The boy who survived great danger. You have gained a certain level of fame. You have a certain chance to gain a self-created entry. The boy who survived great danger. The male lead was confused. The boy who survived great danger. What the hell is an entry? I don't even have a lightning-shaped scar on my forehead. To appreciate the wonderful plot, you definitely need a good device. Second-hand phones on Zhuanchuan are quite cost-effective. I only spent $2,800 on this iPhone 14. It's over $2,000 cheaper than the new model. Recently, I also bought a tablet from his place. The cost-performance ratio is quite high. Watching shows on a big screen is very comfortable. The key is that the digital products on Zhuanchuan are officially verified. They have all undergone multiple rounds of testing. Like new, they also support a 1-year warranty. Buying second-hand on Zhuanchuan is the way to go. He asked the system if there was a way to remove this entry that was about to form. An unformed entry needs to continuously appear. It must keep transmitting in the world to fully form. If you want to negate this entry, there are 2 ways. One is to become a hermit. As time passes, you will be forgotten by people. Then the unformed entry will dissipate accordingly. The second is to do something completely opposite to the meaning of the entry. People naturally won't see you in the old light. The entry will also change accordingly. The male lead said goodbye to everyone, thinking that it's good. This matter here is over. In the future, I can just disappear for a while. Not long after, the male lead found the camp of the Shadow Hand. After entering, he greeted, Hello. I am here to exchange information. However, the people inside ignored him. The male lead realized something. He made a gesture of love. May the shadows always protect you. My man only turned back at this moment. He ambiguously made a gesture to him. Bro, do you have any news? The male lead threw the information crystal that the big skeleton gave him to the other party. I got this from the soul fire cannon at the undead stronghold. I believe you have also noticed. In this battle, their artillery fire is fiercer than ever. Very good. This thing is indeed valuable. What do you want to exchange for? I have a tactical camouflage dagger here, coated with a special poison. Just a casual lick will make you feign death. Especially suitable for assassins to use on the battlefield, mainly because it was just produced. It has a full 2-year shelf life. If you can't sleep well at night, you can lick it once. Absolutely. Deep sleep, guaranteed to be refreshed the next day. The male lead was speechless. He glanced at the dagger. Is there anything else? The man took out a whistle and blew it. Then a horse appeared outside the tent. Then the horse rolled its eyes, fell to the ground, started foaming at the mouth and convulsing. How about a horse that can feign death? Just give it a look. It will fall down and pretend to be dead. The male lead looked at the man speechlessly. So the horse and the dagger are a set. The man replied, Bro, good eye. The male lead asked if there was anything else. The man took out a pair of sunglasses. These are light-penetrating glasses, inlaid with 2 pieces of shadow crystal. Anyone who wears them can see through clothes and see the money and treasures on the other person. The male lead was sweating profusely. This is a dagger that can feign death. It is coated with a special poison. Just a casual lick will make you feign death. There is also a horse that can feign death. Just give it a look. It will fall down and pretend to be dead. This scene left the male lead dumbfounded. The male lead asked the man if he had anything more practical. The man took out a pair of sunglasses. These are light-penetrating glasses, inlaid with 2 pieces of shadow crystal. Anyone who wears them can see through clothes and see the money and treasures on the other person. The male lead was sweating profusely. But what I need more right now is a skill. Do you have any crystals? The man said that the supply has been tight recently. Currently, he only has 2 on hand. One is a basic bloodletting technique. It can make the enemy bleed endlessly. It can be used with various weapons like swords and daggers. The other is a technique called Twin Peaks, a basic repelling move. It can kick the enemy and their weapons away. Just as the male lead hesitated on which to choose, a familiar voice echoed in his mind. Human, choose Twin Peaks. The male lead froze. This voice was from the mysterious person who had guided me before and gifted me the nightshade short sword. He asked in his mind, "Why choose Twin Peaks?" The voice replied, "Because it is not a technique from this world." Next, you need to find a way to obtain the Undead Shadow technique, as well as the Beast King's Thunder Palm. Once you have them, combine your Moonlit Path and Twin Peaks, and you will unlock the true secret. In the end, the male lead chose Twin Peaks. He crushed the crystal. Then various techniques began to emerge. And then they entered his mind. At this point, the man said, that Twin Peaks is just a basic technique, and your task reward is of higher value. Do you have any other needs? The male lead said no. The man gave him a bag of gold as compensation. After leaving the tent, the male lead asked the skeleton, "Big skeleton, can you get the Undead Shadow technique?" The big skeleton directly threw him a crystal. This technique is the most basic illusion type spell. It's not very useful. You just need enough agility and mental strength to cast it. What do you want to do? The male lead looked at the skill information that appeared. The shadow technique requires 3 points of mental strength and 5 points of agility. Description: releases a dark shadow, confusing your opponent. Then the male lead began to allocate his attributes. 3 points in mental strength, 4 points in agility. The conditions are met. Then, the male lead found a deserted place to cast the undead spell. He must not be seen. With the shadow technique, a ghostly shadow flew out of the male lead's body. But it dissipated after just a few seconds. The male lead was astonished. Is this the shadow? Aside from giving a scare, it seems to have no other use. Now, only the Thunder Palm is missing. I want to see what will happen after gathering these skills. Just then, a soldier found the male lead. Finally found you. The boy who survived the disaster. Congratulations. Due to your brave performance, Prince Norton has decided to award you a Medal of Valor and this letter of recommendation. The male lead took the gift box and saluted the soldier to express his gratitude. This time, the goal of the otherworldly journey has been achieved. I should go back now. The next day, Mr. Shen Yi. The total gold exchanged is 65,444. And it has been transferred to the designated account as you requested. Thank you for your trouble. At this point, the male lead finally checked his phone. I went to the nightmare world and didn't expect to have so many messages. Among them, there was one from Zhao Yibing. Woo, it's all my fault. Shen Yi, please forgive me. How about I accompany you to a movie tonight? It also included a pure photo of the campus beauty. The male lead felt a bit embarrassed. She is indeed very beautiful. What a pity. Then he replied with a series of Sigma male quotes. Face reality. Bing bing, I am the swan meat you can never have. At this moment, he received a message from his good friend Chen Haoyu. E.g., congratulations on signing with the Human Martial Arts Group. Let's celebrate together tonight. The male lead thought. I am currently facing an assassination from the Assassin Alliance. It's very unsafe to leave the group and go out recklessly. But thinking of his friendship with Chen Haoyu, he couldn't bear to refuse. Fortunately, at this moment, Chen Haoyu sent another message. He said he dreams of going to the Human Martial Arts Group. He wants the male lead to show him around. The male lead suddenly found it feasible. The group can allow external visitors to come in. And the inside of the group is safe. It can satisfy Chen Haoyu's curiosity. And they can celebrate together. Then the male lead went down to the first floor. A group of people was standing in the hall. These people's aura is completely different from ordinary people. This is what the former supervisor mentioned about having a position. At this moment, a bald fat man noticed the male lead. He walked over and asked, "Are you the newcomer this year?" "Yes, I'm sorry. Shouldn't I be staring at you?" The bald man smiled kindly. "It's fine. When I was selected as a newcomer back then, I also stood here watching the inside of the group like you." The professional, the male lead asked, "Are you longing for the future?" The bald man suddenly had a twisted expression. "No. I thought they were very arrogant back then. I wanted to tear them all apart." The male lead was astonished. Are the company's professionals all this twisted? At this moment, the bald man saw a woman walking over. He greeted her. "Hi. Wena, are you on duty today? Do you want to have dinner together tonight?" Wena directly pulled out a gun and pointed it at the bald man's face. "Get lost. Don't harass me again. I'll peel your skin off. Just like that pervert I dealt with a few days ago." The bald man walked away sulkily. The woman looked at the male lead and said, "Shen Yi, there's a guy named Chen Haoyu looking for you. His identity has been verified. Should we let him in? He's my classmate. Please let him in." The woman turned to go. "Bring him in." The male lead said it wasn't necessary to trouble her. He could go bring him in himself. But the woman turned back and said the former supervisor instructed otherwise. "You seem to be in a bit of trouble right now. We need to make sure to protect you." The male lead had no choice but to stop. Not long after, Chen Haoyu was brought in. As soon as he entered, he excitedly started talking non-stop. The male lead pressed the elevator button. He was ready to take him around. Just as he entered the elevator, he received a text message. It was sent by Zhao Menju. "When you were attacked in the hospital, there was indeed a nurse who witnessed everything. But she is missing. I only found a disfigured corpse. But it wasn't him. Who it actually is still being verified." Then he sent a video. "I suspect this corpse was silenced because of you." He also sent a few photos. "So, I re-investigated the people around you. This person was at school yesterday morning. His behavior was very strange. It seemed like he was looking for something." The male lead's eyes widened. "It was Chen Haoyu. He was looking for me. What was I doing yesterday morning? Oh right, I went to the nightmare world." So in this surveillance video, Chen Haoyu searched the entire teaching building and couldn't find me. What does he want from me? At this moment, Chen Haoyu turned to look at the male lead. "What's wrong, brother? Yi?" At this moment, the male lead received the last message. "If you encounter him, please be very careful." The male lead has the ability to communicate with corpses. He simply said, "Get up." The corpse really sat up. He asked the spirit of the corpse questions. The spirit must answer. Otherwise, he will be nailed to an iron board and burned by flames for 100 years. But this is just the foreplay. Next, all 3,600 types of punishments will be carried out. Each punishment lasts for 100 million years. Then switch to other punishments, till the sinner's soul speaks. And this long time is only enjoyed by the punished. To outsiders, it is just a fleeting moment. The man will suffer this torment, starting from when he disguised himself as the male lead's friend to assassinate the male lead. When the elevator reached the floor where the male lead was, Chen Haoyu suddenly turned around and shot out a hidden weapon. The hidden weapon was a pen, which pierced directly into the male lead's forehead. But the next moment, the male lead's figure vanished. It was an illusion. How could it be? That kid actually has such advanced movement skills. Then a foot kicked him in the face. Chen Haoyu was kicked away. You continuously allocated attribute points, releasing the moonlit path, shadow technique, and 3 skills. Based on this, you temporarily cast a moonlit style technique, twin moons shattering heaven. The effects are as follows. 1. It will definitely repel the enemy. 2. Your transformed shadow appears as your likeness, making it more deceptive. 3. Your movement speed increases by 30%, lasting for 10 seconds. The male lead coldly looked at the other party. You are not Chen Haoyu, is he? The assassin, revealing half of his true face, laughed maniacally. He's dead, and you will soon join him. After saying that, the assassin charged at the male lead. The male lead used TG again. The assassin blocked with his hand. He. I can catch your TG with one hand, with that little strength. But the next second, he was kicked away. The male lead activated the guaranteed repelling effect. Then he pulled out a handgun and fired continuously. However, the bullets were all dodged by the assassin. The assassin looked disdainful. You little punk. How insidious. You even hit a gun. Too bad your marksmanship is too poor. You didn't hit me. As soon as he finished speaking, the alarm rang in the room. Alarm! Alarm! Gunshots were heard on the 105th floor. All professionals, hurry to check the situation. The male lead tossed the gun aside. I'm not trying to hit you. Then several helicopters appeared outside the building. Just then, his limbs were broken. The attacker was the professional, Weena. Damn it, the skin technique. You actually tricked me. Then he pressed his elbow against the assassin's neck. Quickly tell me your purpose. Who sent you? Why do you want to kill Shen Yi? The assassin, however, bit down on something in his mouth. Don't think you can learn anything from me. After saying that, the assassin died from poisoning. Not long after, the morgue, sir. The technical department has completed the autopsy. This guy is a master of killing techniques. He has nothing on him to prove his identity. The intelligence database also found no relevant information. It's the subordinate's incompetence. Supervisor Keon comforted. This isn't your fault. His skin technique is very advanced. Even the group security system didn't detect his true identity. Let's go, this corpse has no value anymore. At this moment, the male lead said, you all go ahead. I'll stay a little longer. Supervisor Keon didn't ask much more, guessing the male lead might have some means. Then he closed the door and left. The male lead began to whisper darkly to the corpse. Answer my question. In the next second, the corpse sat up. You can actually talk to the dead. But it's useless. I won't tell you anything. At this moment, a big skeleton jumped out. Interesting. I've never seen a corpse that defies dark whispers. Next, there will be a good show to watch. Then, the assassin found himself nailed to a metal plate. Then faces and hands grew out of the metal plate. They all reached out towards the assassin, and flames burst forth. The flames grew larger and larger, engulfing the assassin. Moments later, the assassin was left with only a skeleton. Immediately after, the assassin's flesh and blood grew back. However, as soon as his flesh and blood grew back, those ghostly faces and hands wrapped around him again. Thus, the assassin was tormented repeatedly. At this moment, the skeleton explained. The souls that defy dark whispers will be cursed. Continuous torment. The burning of the flames will last for 100 years. But this is just the foreplay. Next, all 3,600 types of punishments will be carried out. Each punishment lasts for 100 million years. Then switch to other punishments till the sinner's soul speaks. By the way, this long time is only enjoyed by the punished. His billions of years to us is merely a moment. Finally, the assassin could no longer bear it. Enough. Stop it. I said I will say everything, the male lead said, while dialing the phone. Go ahead. Tell me everything you know in detail. At the same time, on the roof of the girls' dormitory, Zhao Yibin was messaging someone. How's the matter going? I did everything as you instructed. Unfortunately, Shen, you won't fall for it. He has been signed by the martial arts group. I'm just a small middle school student. No action will be effective. PM tonight? Shijiao Maple Forest Hotel. Don't be late. Zhao Yibin looked at the message on his phone. He was hesitating whether to go to the appointment. At that moment, a phone call came in. Hello, who is this? Really? I got a spot for direct admission to a key high school. That's great, thank you. Then he no longer hesitated. With tears in his eyes, he replied to the appointment message. Thank you, Mr. Han. I will arrive on time. At that moment, Xiao Menju suddenly appeared behind him. Give me your phone right now. Who were you talking to? Zhao Yibin was startled. He turned around and shouted. Who are you? What's it to you? This is my business. Why should I tell you? Zhao Menju waved her hand. A sword was pressed against Zhao Yibin's neck. Zhao Yibin, I know what you are most proud of is not your grades, but your looks. I'll say it again. Give me your phone. Or I can start by cutting off your nose. Then she snatched Zhao Yibin's phone. But at that moment, his phone also rang. While answering the call, he was browsing through Zhao Yibin's phone. Hello, Shenyi? Do you have any new intel? I caught a killer here. Currently interrogating. He has already confessed. You should listen too. We are assassins from the Assassin Alliance. Not long ago, we received a joint mission. The purpose of this mission is to kill you. But it has to make you seem like a death caused by an accident. We set up a scene in the hospital that looked like a disaster. My partner was responsible for the execution. At first, I killed Chen Haoyu, disguised as him to lure you to the hospital. Once that thing was activated, you should have already died in the hospital. But not only did you survive, there were even eyewitnesses at the scene. This led us to not only have to kill you, but also to figure out why that technique failed, and to recover the tools used for the technique. At that time, a police officer actually found us. But he was too young. We took advantage of him, learning that you had contact with him. So we turned the tables on him, killing him in the police station, disguised as police officers. We tried to extract information and eliminate. But unfortunately, all failed. Until today. When I took action myself, the male lead asked with a dark expression. You hid Officer Luo's body in the police station's locker? Where did you hide Chen Haoyu's body? Chen Haoyu's body. I hid it in the school sewer. A voice from the phone came through. It was Zhao Menju. Shen Yi, I mentioned earlier. The body was found in the sewer of your school. At that moment, the male lead crushed the phone screen. He shouted, asking who your employer is. The overall person in charge of the mission. Who knows all the information about the mission? Who is the overall person in charge? Where is he? He is called the Flayer. He is a very prestigious assassin in the underground world. The skin technique on me was cast by him. He went to the Maple Forest Hotel near the western suburbs. Because the nurse who was an eyewitness is hiding there, he is going to kill her. The male lead asked what kind of assassin the Flayer is. What weaknesses does he have? His strength is unfathomable. I can't see any weaknesses he has. Since he is so strong, why doesn't he come to kill me himself? With his identity and status in the assassination world, to personally kill a middle school student would become a stain on his career. He thinks that controlling the entire assassination plan from the shadows is already giving face to the mastermind behind this task. The male lead continued to ask if he has any characteristics. Tell me everything you know. If I had to say something, he has a unique hobby of eating people. At that moment, a voice from Zhao Menju came through the phone. I will go meet this flayer. The male lead wanted him to wait, but the call was disconnected. At that moment, the assassin started to laugh. Hehe. Although I don't know who the girl on the other end of the phone is, he's going to find the flayer. I'm afraid the outcome won't be good. The flayer likes to eat women, especially pure young girls. The male lead punched the assassin in the face. Don't answer if I didn't ask you a question. Get lost. Meanwhile, inside the Fenglin 5-star hotel, a man and a woman are enjoying a candlelit dinner. But at this moment, the woman is missing her right eyeball and a part of her left forearm. And on the table, there's an eyeball and 5 fingers laid out. He is an extreme pervert. He enjoys it when a woman's emotions reach their peak. He turns her into a living specimen. Even to taste a woman's flavor, he makes dishes out of their organs. And such a pervert is the top assassin of the Assassin Alliance, nicknamed the Flayer. At this moment, he received a message. It was sent by a man named Mr. Han. He hoped that the man could personally take action to kill the target. The man replied that he could take action. But what could they offer as payment for his services? Mr. Han's reply was a girl. The man laughed. Ha ha. A girl? I'm not a garbage collector. You should know my aesthetic standards are very high. Then the other party sent a photo of the girl. It was the pure school beauty, Zhao Yibing. When the man saw it, a perverted blush suddenly appeared on his face. What a beautiful and pure lamb. Just looking at you, I can already smell your youthful scent. Thank you for arranging such a wonderful encounter. It really moves me. I will personally take action to kill that kid. Mr. Han sent another message. At 8 o'clock, the girl will come to meet. The man looked at his watch. There wasn't much time left. I need to prepare, well, to have a perfect date tonight. Immediately, he couldn't wait to go to the bathroom to freshen up. Just then, he remembered something. Oh, right, I almost forgot about you. He waved his hand, and a thread flew out from his fingertips. I'm sorry. Our relationship ends here. In the next second, the woman was cut into pieces. This is better. I can't let you scare my guest. Not long after, 2 girls arrived outside the hotel where the pervert was. It was Zhao Menju and Zhao Yibing. Zhao Menju could sense the killing intent here. Well hidden. At this time, he said to Zhao Yibing beside him, you said that online friend provided you with a lot of elixirs and high-grade nutrient solutions to help you improve your grades, and even got you a recommendation to a key high school. Is that right? Zhao Yibing answered sheepishly. Yes. As long as I lead my classmates to deal with Shen Yi, to ruin his reputation and strike him down, I can obtain everything the other party offers. Zhao Menju continued. Shen Yi has been signed by the martial arts group, which means your mission has completely failed. Zhao Yibing, do you know what your fate will be? Zhao Yibing, however, was unconvinced and huffed. You have taken me hostage. Do you know what your fate will be? Zhao Menju fell into thought. She is just a young girl from an ordinary background, and she treats what she did to Shen Yi as a transaction that can exchange for benefits. However, she has no idea at all that this transaction will lead her into the abyss. Then he gave Zhao Yibing 2 choices. 1. You hide nearby, and after I finish my business here, you come out as a witness, proving everything you know. 2. You never met me tonight, and go directly inside to meet your benefactor. And I will pretend not to know you." Zhao Yibing did not hesitate at all, coldly snorting as she walked towards the hotel entrance. Zhao Menju closed her eyes. "Well, since you have made a choice, you should bear the consequences yourself." Moments later, the butler brought Zhao Yibing to the pervert's room. The pervert turned around and saw Zhao Yibing, immediately pulling out a rose. "Finally, I get to see you. Yibing, please allow me to call you that. You are the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. You are the most talented young lady. I am willing to be your recommender, to help you get into the provincial key high school. I can even sponsor your education." Zhao Yibing blushed as she took the flower. She thought to herself, "Is he Mr. Han? He's different from online. In person, he is quite warm-hearted. Thank you for your kindness. I don't know how to repay you." About the matter with Shenyi, the pervert led Zhao Yibing. "Just move forward, you don't need to worry about Shenyi. I will handle it." Just as they passed a window, the window was blown open by the wind. Zhao Yibing took the opportunity to hug the pervert tightly. "It's so cold." And the pervert not only felt the wind, but also the sword intent contained in the wind. He gentlemanly draped his coat over Zhao Yibing. He thought to himself, "It seems someone has their eyes on me. I must speed up the process." He walked forward with Zhao Yibing, while saying, "Yibing, you are not only very talented, but you also have a kind heart. I have decided to recommend you to the top 3 high schools in the world, to take the entrance exam. Are you willing?" Zhao Yibing immediately became excited. "Every day, huh? The top 3 high schools in the world? Really, Mr. Han?" The pervert said. "Back in the day, during an archaeological dig, I made a huge contribution. Kunlun gave me this code. As long as you use it, my research successor will be qualified to participate in the joint entrance exam of the top 3 high schools. Now, giving this spot to you. You just need to enter your information on your phone. And that's it." Not long after, Zhao Yibing indeed received the notification for the joint entrance exam of the top 3 high schools. Zhao Yibing was so moved that she jumped into the pervert's arms. "Oh my, Mr. Han. Thank you. Are you happy?" Zhao Yibing's eyes were filled with hot tears. At this moment, her emotions had reached their peak. "Yes, I'm very happy." The pervert also showed a satisfied expression. In the next second, a scar appeared on Zhao Yibing's neck. His life also froze at this moment. At this time, the pervert lifted Zhao Yibing's head and kissed her deeply. Then his hands moved like shadows, threading between the head and neck. Moments later, Zhao Yibing's head was sewn back together, and the pervert's emotions also reached their peak at this moment. This is truly a great work of art. So perfect, so moving, frozen in the moment when the flowers bloom. Just looking at you, I can't help but be moved to tears. Just then, a flash of sword light cut through, and the entire building shook. Moments later, Zhao Menju appeared on the scene, still a step too late. I thought my sword intent would restrain him, and he would have some reservations. I didn't expect this guy to be so crazy. The pervert rushed out from the smoke. "Don't touch him. He is mine." Zhao Menju waved her sword, resting it on Zhao Yibing's shoulder. "Don't come closer." The Skinner quickly retreated. "That's enough. Don't hurt him. You can have whatever you want, as long as you don't hurt him." Zhao Menju was also unceremonious. "Tell me who your employer is." The Skinner did not answer, but said, "You are using the Luo family's Lingbo sword technique. If I'm not mistaken, you are the rumored young prodigy, Miss Zhao Menju. You should take a look around. My threads have already surrounded you. Trust me. You cannot break through my threads. Honestly, return Bingbing to me. For the sake of the Luo family, I can still spare your life." The sword in Zhao Menju's hand emitted a sword cry. "All right then, let's give it a try. Let's see you and this corpse. Who can withstand my sword better? The Skinner heard this and actually cried. We've just met. And now, we have to part forever? Clearly, you are such a perfect work of art. I haven't even tasted your sweetest flavor yet. Then a puppet's phantom appeared. He, although I can't savor Bingbing's deliciousness. Zhao Menju. You seem even more tempting than Bingbing. Can I have you? When you enter my mouth, I fear it won't be as blissful as with, damn it. I don't care anymore. No matter what. I will devour you all. A man is about to jump from a 108-story building. At the moment he jumps, the wind howls. He enjoys the feeling of free fall. But the big skeleton in his ring is panicking. You're going to die. Don't take me with you. In the next second, the male lead summoned a door ahead. He rushed into the door, tumbling to cushion himself, and then summoned another door. Next, he jumped out from the door. He repeated this action, summoning door after door, till he was close to the ground. He successfully landed on the ground. Then he got on his motorcycle and quickly headed to his destination. Soon after, he arrived at a restaurant. It was you who called me. The little girl replied. Yes, have you seen my mom? I can't get in touch with her. It turns out that not long ago, the male lead received a phone call. The call was from the little girl. The little girl told the male lead that her mom said, if she couldn't reach her, to come find him and to call the police together. And the little girl's mother was the witness to the incident involving the male lead that night. Upon hearing this, the male lead immediately asked for the little girl's location. This led to the scene where he jumped off the building to find the little girl. The male lead asked the little girl if she had called the police. The little girl said the call went through, but no one answered. The male lead tried as well, and the result was the same. No one answered. The little girl asked the male lead if he could take her to find her mom. She said her mom was at the Maple Forest Hotel, room 707. The male lead spoke to his motorcycle, saying to take her to the martial arts building, then come back to find me. The motorcycle emitted a mechanical sound. Replanning the route. Route confirmed. We will set off immediately. Back to you in 5 minutes and 40 seconds. He then looked at the girl, saying it might be dangerous for her. I'll take you to a safe place first. I will definitely find your mom. Then we will look for you together. Before that, can you wait at the martial arts building for a bit? The little girl nodded. Then, the motorcycle took the little girl away. After that, he headed towards the hotel. But after walking for a while, he noticed something was off. The street was too quiet. It felt like there wasn't a single living person around. At that moment, he suddenly heard the sounds of a fight coming from the Maple Forest Hotel. He immediately quickened his pace and ran towards it. Soon after, he entered the hotel. At that time, a female staff member asked, "Hello. Do you have a reservation?" The big skeleton quickly reminded him to be careful. He is dead. The male lead immediately stepped back. How did you die? Why can you still stand here? The dark hell is activated. The dead female staff member opened her mouth to answer the male lead's question. To stay more comfortably, the master killed us all. He used special threads to string our bodies together, to control our souls with magic, commanding us to perform various actions. Why aren't you attacking me? We are set to do our utmost to serve the guests. The master encountered a powerful enemy, busy fighting. He didn't give us new orders. Besides, you all. How many people have died here? All of them. Means that everyone in this neighborhood has died. The male lead's pupils shrank at these words. At that moment, the whole room began to tremble. The big skeleton quickly reminded them to fight to the rooftop. A good opportunity, find room 707 now. The male lead immediately ran towards room 707. Soon after, he finally arrived in front of room 707. He kicked the door open, but the scene before him made his pupils shake violently. The entire room was filled with corpses. Some were hanging, some were carelessly thrown on the ground. The male lead suppressed his discomfort, activated the dark whisper. Does anyone here know me? Are there any living people around? Voices came from all directions. Never seen, don't know. They're all dead. At that moment a woman said, I recognize you. You are Shen Yan. I saw you encounter a ghost while on duty. The male lead saw the woman's tragic state. He couldn't bear to look. He apologized to the woman, I'm sorry. You died because of me. But the woman said, I am already dead. These things become less important. Besides, it's not your fault. If you are willing, please take revenge for us. The male lead looked serious. You can rest assured. The revenge will definitely be taken. As for your daughter, I will do my best to ensure she grows up healthy. Please rest in peace. The woman was puzzled. What daughter? The male lead explained, the one who called me. Before he finished speaking, the entire room was affected by the battle. Then the whole hotel experienced a violent explosion. While the male lead was wondering what was happening, a figure fell from the sky. The male lead recognized who it was and quickly reached out to catch. The person falling from the sky was Zhao Menju. Zhao Menju looked shocked. Why are you here? The male lead did not explain, but instead asked what was going on here. It turned out that to obtain the employer's information, Zhao Menju made a deal with the Skinner. As long as the Skinner told him who the employer was, he would not only return Zhao Yibing to the other party, but also let the other party try to kill him. After death, the body could be disposed of by the other party. In the end, the Skinner agreed to his deal, and so fought with him. After Zhao Menju finished speaking, he closed his eyes. He managed to control his injuries and breath. The enemy was weaker. Just as the Skinner was about to be fooled, he didn't expect the male lead would come to find him. But fortunately, he still had a backup plan. Just as he was about to let the male lead leave first, the male lead struck his neck with a knife hand. According to your will, all attribute points have been allocated to strength. Current strength, 8.3. Zhao Menju has offended. You are someone with the Great Swordsman tag. I can only add all attribute points to strength to knock you out. To prevent Zhao Menju from knowing his secret, Chen Yi had to do this. Then he carried Zhao Menju inside. Not long after entering the door, the Skinner appeared. He, are we playing hide and seek? So interesting. The girl, originally dressed normally, was held by the male lead. In the next second, she changed into a bunny girl outfit. Then she was put on display for everyone to see. It turns out that not long ago, the girl was injured in a battle. The male lead knocked her out to save her. Then he took the girl through the portal to another world. After arriving in the other world, to help the girl disguise herself as a local, the male lead asked the big skeleton to find a suitable set of armor for the girl. Who would have thought the big skeleton would find a holy bunny suit? The male lead scolded the skeleton for what kind of gear it found, while heading towards the human army camp. Not long after, Zhao Menju was placed on the medical table. A doctor said he was seriously injured and needed some precious holy runes. The male lead immediately took out a bag of money, saying he had money. Quick, save him. The healers were shocked to see the male lead's money bag. This money must be the tuition given to you by His Highness the Prince, right? The male lead was surprised, asking how they knew. The money bag has a special royal seal. It's proof of royalty. But this money bag is worth quite a lot. Not to mention the gold coins. The male lead quickly interrupted, saying no more chatter. Just treat him quickly. I'm afraid he won't hold on much longer. The doctor was overjoyed to hear this. We will do our best to treat him. Then, a group of doctors surrounded Zhao Menju to begin treatment. The male lead was amazed that so many people were treating him. Indeed, humans are reliable. At this moment, a voice echoed, "The battlefield changes in an instant. Originally, with your silence, you gradually became less noticed. Your reputation was also gradually fading. But at this moment, you returned to the battlefield and immediately saved a fellow compatriot, carrying him back to the camp, even taking out your own tuition, just to save the other person. The royal gold coins you offered are worth 100 times that of ordinary gold coins. So you spared no expense, invested thousands of times the normal treatment cost to save a girl. From now on, people will talk about your noble and generous character. Congratulations, you've become popular again. The boy who survived a great disaster." The male lead looked terrified. "What have I done? I don't want this label." At this moment, the doctor joyfully turned around. "The treatment is complete. The boy who survived a great disaster." The male lead suppressed the urge to hit someone. "How is the situation?" The doctor replied, "Very good. We used the best treatment techniques. His body is recovering rapidly. He will wake up in a few minutes." After hearing this, the male lead immediately carried Zhao Menju out. He needs to return to the main world before Zhao Menju wakes up. The soldiers watched the male lead's departing figure and also expressed their feelings. "That's great. It seems that girl is his lover." No kidding. Otherwise, who would be willing to take out so many gold coins to save someone? You're right. If I had that many gold coins, I could please dozens of wives. After the male lead left, the doctors also began to discuss, saying we took all his gold coins. Isn't that a bit too greedy? Don't worry, during the treatment, I secretly stuffed the extra gold coins into his friend's battle outfit. I only took 11 from him. That's what we deserve. You have to know. I even gave his friend an extra power. The blessing lasts for 3 hours, which is also a way to express my respect. Everyone was shocked to hear this. What? You also added a blessing? Then voices rose one after another. I gave her friend a blessing of agility. I added a resonance blessing. And I gave her a perception blessing. What I mean is, that girl has gathered all the blessings. When all the blessings are applied to one person, it will turn into the highest level amplification spell. Saint Coin Holder can double all the blessing effects. Lasts for 3 hours. On the other side, Zhao Menju slowly woke up. The male lead quickly spoke, "You're awake." The next second, a sword was pointed at the male lead's neck. "What did you just do to me?" The male lead calmly replied, "A healing spell. It must be effective only when unconscious." Zhao Menju then realized all his injuries had actually healed. He awkwardly retracted the sword. "I'm sorry, it's all your fault." But the male lead said, "Suddenly knocking you out. I'm sorry too. That guy is coming soon. Can you still fight?" But the next moment, he was shocked because he saw. At this moment, under the great swordsman's magnetic strip on Zhao Menju's head, there was another saint coin holder. The magnetic strip has a time limit. 3 hours, Zhao Menju said, "I want to kill him. Your healing spell is amazing. I've never felt so invigorated." Just then, a voice rang out, "Haha, I found you. Shen, you didn't expect you to be here too. It's better to arrive early than to arrive just in time." Zhao Menju looked at the male lead. "If you don't have any powerful achievements, I suggest you better hide." The male lead was very perceptive, immediately made a run for it. "You're right. In this level of battle, I must hide immediately." With a bang, the door closed. Zhao Menju was speechless, so decisive in leaving. At this moment, the Skinner had already approached. "My dear little fish, you didn't run away with him. You specifically waited for me." Zhao Menju directly swung out a sword. The sword light slashed straight towards the Skinner's face. Zhao Menjiu's sword has already surpassed his peak. The entire wall of the building was cut down by him. The Skinner appeared in the ruins. The corner of his left eye was scratched. He couldn't believe it. You clearly suffered such serious injuries. How could you launch such a strong attack? Zhao Menju also didn't expect that the opponent actually dodged. The Skinner slowly rose and said, I see now. Is it Shen Yi? First, release a move of great strength. Blast open half a building to help you out of trouble, and then healed your injuries. Hehe. Curse ineffective. Several assassination attempts failed. That boy is indeed extraordinary. Zhao Menju was puzzled. Shen Yi blasted open half a building. No, it can't be him, right? However, at this moment, the Skinner began to go mad again. While licking his own blood, he said, forget it. It doesn't matter anymore. Nothing can attract me more than you, little fish. Your resilience and killing intent make me completely unable to hold back. Look, the wounds you gave me are boiling with joy. Let's continue to be entwined like this. In the next moment, countless rays shot towards Zhao Menju. Zhao Menju kept using his sword to block, but he found it increasingly difficult to defend. The speed and strength of the threads were getting stronger. Compared to the beginning, the offensive was doubled. Why can he increase his own strength? There has been a sparse sound since just now. What exactly is it? This should be related to his enhanced strength. Then he noticed the source of the sound. It was coming from here. With one sword strike, he split the wall open. Then inside appeared severed heads of the dead. The murmurs were coming from the mouths of these heads. At this moment, the Skinner also slapped the wall. You found the gift I prepared for you. Listen, they are singing for us. This is our wedding hymn. The Skinner knelt on one knee, opened the engagement ring. Come, listen to this blood demon's curse of eternal life.